my God. Wow.
Oh,
it's
Okay.
happening.
Podcast.
So, I'm your boy, Alexis.
I'm Jesus.
I'm Hector.
I'm Noel.
And we're starting. This is a new podcast we're starting. You know, I'm shy.
I don't know.
I know what to say, guys. We're good. So we were all hanging out here for New Year's last night. It was last night. And we were all dancing on a strip pole. You know, this guy over here looks like an 80s stripper. You know,
yeah.
He got the moves.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah, there was a little competition going on.
Volume.
Uh-huh. He was flowing. It was flowing
Call me Moses.
in the air. Yeah.
Moses.
It was looking sexy. If you want to get closer. Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, yo, and we just came up with this like randomly, like, hey, you know, podcast.
Yeah.
Hell
He
yeah.
just said, fuck it. Just,
And we planned like 5 hours ahead.
yeah. Yeah. Not really any preparation into this.
Oh yeah, we're just like, let's do it.
Do it. Do it.
This is not a soundproof room.
That's how you do it. That's how you
No.
do it, though. You can't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Better without planning. Just, you know, straight up this side. Fuck it.
Yeah. Some of the best things happen unexpectedly.
Oh,
you know?
definitely. I was
And-
bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, all our verse.
A lot of them. Yeah. You know. My mom tells me I was playing, but I don't think so.
Oh,
I
no.
think
None of us were.
my dad has like 9 kids, so you know, I don't think any of those were planned.
None of us.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
With an occasion.
hmm
Yeah.
So we talk about how we know each other.
Yeah, let's go. We can get into that.
Okay. So, well, I met him through a friend group in UTEC.
Mm-hmm.
The prison system.
Yeah.
O block.
Not from 63rd.
And I know you through him.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember where we met.
I think you met Alexis through us.
Yeah.
I remember like seeing him in school.
Yeah.
We'd have like some classes together, but you know, we never really talked.
Mhm.
I would mostly talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jesus, he was always like there, like, hey, what's up, man? It was cool.
How'd y'all meet?
I don't know.
We know each other. That's my
It's
brother.
funny though because nobody knew we were related.
Yeah.
Like
They're like, oh, y'all just hang out.
they're like we were like close friends or cousins. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's my brother.
Y'all
Like,
get-
what?
Y'all get in the same car every day to go home.
Yeah. Y'all gay? What's going
No,
on?
man, that's my
Last name,
brother,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Like, I know him because he's my brother, but
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever seen Hector, I was in Spanish, and we got like windows on the wall, and we could see the hallway. People walk through. I remember seeing him walk by, and he was giving me an ugly look. Like, I was like, who the fuck is he? Like, why is he looking at me like that? And then I didn't see him ever again. And then I remember Jesus hung out with him, and I was like, he hanging out with that dude who gave me a mean look.
You was mean. You were mean munging him right off the
Are
bat.
you sure it was me, bro? 'Cause
I promise you, I remember the box talk. I promise you.
Oh
Fair
shit!
enough.
We're just looking at the yearbooks right now, and he had a big ass box cut.
We'll
You look like-
we'll edit it in.
Yeah, we'll show you a picture. Boom.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
Ugly ass fucking
I
box.
know.
And then I met him, and we used to have class together.
Yeah, we had class together. We was
Hell yeah.
like talking.
Remember the teacher that just quit just like that?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
The old dude? Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
the one
Were you
time.
there? You in that
Yeah,
class?
yeah. It was.
Yeah, you tell
Oh,
about it 'cause
that-
I wasn't really there.
I mean, I wasn't in that class, but
I
we
was-
had a class
I was-
with him.
Oh, you were in that class?
I
Oh,
go
you
with
say it then.
I was in that class.
It was
You guys were?
weird. Like I remember because he was ass. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
He was so-
We were on the same lesson for like about 3
4
months.
months.
Yeah.
That dude did not care at all. He
all,
was
it was Rome.
Yeah, because you know every other month or whatever, like we move on to a different lesson, right?
Mhm.
And this dude was on like we were like so fucking behind. It was pathetic. And then after anytime anyone had a problem with him, he'd go, "Let's see."
Let's see.
It's like,
Let's
what?
see now. All right.
I know.
He had a little accent.
Oh yeah, country accent.
And I remember in the class, he just got his stuff. He's like, "See y'all," and he just fucking
Just
he
left,
fucking
dude.
did.
Oh no.
And we were like, "What the hell?" And then
You
like,
can see it with his box with all his shit in
Yeah.
it, just walking off. It's like,
Those
man,
is-
and we have what's his name, Mr. Dixon, for like the
Yeah.
rest of the year, and then like the next year we had
that man didn't teach shit.
Yeah.
Respect to him, but he didn't
we had
teach shit.
Hamilton, and
Hamilton's cool.
He's
I
cool.
like his
Motherfucker,
cool.
What?
Hamilton's cool.
Bro, history's the best subject. Let's be honest, man. Like,
Remember, junior year, remember I think me and you had a class with him, and
Yeah, yeah.
we had Eddie in the class too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember he was like, alright, he's like, let's do this game on the screen, and he's like, I just go on your phones and put in the code and stuff. It wasn't Kahoot or anything. It's close to that. And then I remember we were doing it, and then everyone kept on putting like stupid stuff and stuff, and then he's like, all right, I had it. And then he's like, all right, now everyone's just doing work. And then,
Oh man.
yeah, he flipped out, dude. That was the first time. He used to be all quiet and shy, but ooh.
Yeah.
Get the dog out the bag.
He always had that Adam Sandler fit, like very loose clothing. Yeah, he always had like sweats
And cargos.
Yeah.
Some freaking shacks. And
He was a cool
He was
dude
cool.
for
He was
sure.
very
He was
cool.
he was real nice. I liked his class. You know, he was a little smart sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Hey, what's your teacher again?
What?
Hamilton?
Hamilton?
Oh,
Yeah, he was history.
smart.
Yeah.
And then,
He had that parachute fit.
oh
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
like Vector.
Vanilla Ice over here, boy.
But what about Miss Rodriguez?
Miss Rodriguez.
I know,
Oh.
but I think we've all had bad experiences.
I hate her. with
Bro,
passion.
on the STAR test,
Yeah.
I plagiarized the whole thing. The essay, bro, I plagiarized. I was like, plagiarize. And I put it through this app. It was like where you couldn't, like, so it was like, yeah, it'd be like, you know, kind of, like, you took them, yeah.
Yeah.
It would rewrite it. And I remember, like, I went to do some studying afternoon in her class, some extra credit or something.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was like, damn, this guy plagiarized everything. And I was like, damn, she's probably talking about me. But, like, she didn't, like, look at me or say anything, like to make it seem like it was mine. And I remember the next day she handed me this thing to go to ISS, or to go to the office, because, like, and it was, like, she gave me the paper as well, and it was, like, 100% plagiarized. And I was like, oh. Like, damn. And then I talked to Mr. Hancock, and he was like, you're stupid. I was like, yeah, I'm
You girl say that?
yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, like, what's it called? I remember, like, what I used to do for, like, I used to plagiarize everything. I'm not gonna lie. And what I did was, there was like a little website. I ain't no sponsor, but it's called Quillbot. And every time I'll go on there, I show it to Susan. I'll
Hey,
copy.
sponsor us, Quillbot, you know.
And I'll copy and paste everything, and then whatever I do is I'll paste it and then put in whatever I was working on. And then what I'll do is I'll erase like 5 words and then type it all in there. So like it would like cancel out the what's it called? Plagiarism.
Yeah.
And I never got caught for that ever.
Yeah, I should have
What
done
I
that.
used to do is I like find an article or whatever, and I just like copy and paste it and translate it from like English to like whatever language,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then that
yeah.
whatever that language to another language. I do it like 3 times, right? And then I change it all back to English, and then obviously it'd be a fucking mess. And then you just go in and you just change it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to reread it and make it make sense, because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it'd just be like mother of 6 daughters, and it's just like, or it'd just be like weird ass
Random
language.
like,
Yeah,
translation.
the translation is just weird. It's just like, bro, why you just like say it like that?
Oh, yeah.
You have to make sure you know it's right, and then obviously the.
See, the new people, they get that chat GTP or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like,
They
got-
could just create new
at
stuff.
At the same time, though, they got like those chat GPT detectors. Now.
Yeah. Oh, but that's a thing?
Wow,
Yeah,
bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some
Fuck
fucking
you, Tick.
some fucking narc from Harvard. He made like a fucking program that like finds if it was made by.
Well,
AI
he
or
was
not.
definitely a snitch. in
Coming
class.
for you, dog. Homeboy didn't do shit in
Yeah,
school.
boy.
What about like y'all have any like y'all ever have to deal like snitches like in elementary or middle school? I remember I used to get in trouble a lot in elementary, and I remember
Trust me, I remember.
I do it all the time. I'll get home, get ass whooping, and then do the same thing the next day. And then I remember one of my teachers, she got tired of me. She's like, all right, go to the bilingual class. I was like, fuck. And so I was like, all right. So I went in there, and then I was the only dude who didn't know Spanish, and everyone was talking shit about me. But you know, I mean, I was still myself. And then I remember this one kid everyone hated. I don't know. I mean, his name's Armando, but I don't know his last name. But his name was Armando, and Eddie knew him too, because Eddie was in the same class. And I remember he was the biggest snitch. Like every grade level knew about him being a snitch. And I remember he was telling the teachers like, he did this. And I remember I was in there, and she's like, I've had it in Spanish. And then she's like, all right, go sit outside. And so she made him sit outside in the sun. And he was out there for like 5 hours straight, bro. I remember like 3 hours in after going outside, I walk out and he's like, and he's sweating. He's like, can you please tell her let me go inside? It's hot. And I was like, all right. And I didn't tell her. And then she finally went out. I guess she forgot about him. She went out there and she's like, all right, come on in. And this boy smelled, bro. Like he was sweaty, dude. Ooh.
And we live in Odessa. If you don't know where it is, it's like the desert. Like it's hot, but when it gets cold, it gets cold.
Texas.
You know.
Dirt.
Yeah, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, I've had some.
It's
Yeah.
funny though, cause school's like the place where like the craziest things happen, you know.
Yeah.
It's always something like remember when I told you about Todd breaking his leg?
Dude, yeah.
It was like in like 6th grade. It was like one of the last days of school, I know it's funny because there's this little black kid named Todd. He was tiny, bro, like tiny. He's probably like 4'2". He was short. And this is when Black Ops 3 first came out. So that's when like wall running was like really big, you know? And then like he's like, I went to the bathroom. There he was talking to some other dudes and they had left. And he's like, hey, look, I'm going to run on the wall like Black Ops 3. And he started running. And I'm not gonna lie, he was able to get a couple of steps in.
For a second. Okay.
He ran up so high, he misstepped and then slammed into the floor and he broke his leg.
Damn, bro.
You can hear the. I was like, and he's like, oh, my leg broke. And I'm like,
my leg.
Todd. And so I run to my teacher and I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure Todd just broke his leg in the bathroom. And she's like, just go home. I'll go check on him. And I don't know. I don't know if he did because I like, hey man, gotta listen to the teacher. So I went home, you know, because we used to walk home, and ever since then. I mean, I know he walks now because I saw him at OHS, but yeah, like I was just like, dude really broke his leg.
Bro, when I was in elementary school, I did something so fucked up. So there was this kid that I was so annoyed of, and he'd like always be running around the class and just be talking and talking. And I remember he was like, you know how you have those chairs and they have like so it's a chair and a table all together in one, and they're like kind of an hours. And that fool was running down mine, and I was like, I pulled my leg out. And he just fucking fell and ate shit. He broke his tooth and he twisted his ankle. He couldn't walk. And then people were like, "Who did that?" And I was like, "I don't know what happened." And they were like, "Alexis, did you do it?" I was like, "No, it's just crazy. The floor, you know, the carpet must have been up." And then I remember, so there was these two dudes that were like, "Oh, we gotta take him to the nurse." And I remember, like, he was kind of like this, and they were like, they had his leg and his arm like this, and I remember like kind of following, like, "Miss, can I go to the bathroom?" And I was just watching him like go down the hall, and they were carrying. He was like, "Oh," and I felt so bad, but it was so funny because I didn't like him.
Hell yeah.
I remember. I think the thing I did.
I'm sorry.
Was
10 years later.
Dude, the thing I did in elementary was, you know, we had those little ass chairs with like seats like that, right? Plastic chairs you easily like crack your back on, right? And they had like the feet had like those like things that would adjust, it would always be level, right?
Yeah.
But they're always shit. So what I did is I just took off the feet on the back, so whenever you sit in it, it just goes. And I was just like, oh, I want to see who sits in it and like get scared, right? And then this fucking big ass dude, his name was Dominic. I haven't seen him since, right? I have no idea. He probably did that. I have no idea what happened to him, right? Shit. And his big ass dude, like he was big for elementary, right? And he comes in, he sits in that fucking chair. The whole fucking chair breaks. And because of how close the desks are, whenever the chair breaks, he fucking hits his head on the fucking thing. Oh my god! And he hits the floor. I'm like, oh shit! He gets up crying. He's like, what the hell? And the teacher was like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. I'm holding the fucking the chair feet. I was holding the chair feet. I'm like, I don't know what happened, man. I was a little fucked up.
He later went on to go home. And he died from brain damage.
Passed away.
He probably did.
Yeah,
he probably did.
Yeah. You're a murderer.
Yeah, that's a body right there, but you gotta get a teardrop now.
For real.
This is a joke, guys. This is a joke.
I remember, what's it called? There was this bigger kid named Javier, man, and we were in like 6th grade. It was in that Spanish class. I remember, I think it was that same time I was in there when I got in trouble. And I remember he was like, like he was a bigger dude. He was like at least like 400 pounds in like 6th grade and big old built. And I remember once he was on the computer and he's like, "Miss, can I download Minecraft?" He was asking the teacher, "You can download Minecraft and shit." And then like 5 minutes later, his fucking chair just skink, like, bro, all the legs look like they did a split, bro. Dude,
he was a big
dude. He was a big one, bro.
He was big.
I saw him and I went to school with him in middle school.
Javier?
Yeah, he was very, very tall.
Dude, he was big, bro.
He was
cool.
nice.
He was a real cool dude. He was real funny.
Yeah.
I remember when you know the story. I remember I sent one of my best friends, Frankie, to the hospital.
Oh.
So back in the day, I don't know if y'all schools did it, but we did this thing called AR parties.
Yeah.
So every time we read a book, you'd get points. Well, we had an AR party, and I was outside with my best friend Frankie, and we were running around playing tag and stuff. You know, this was like in 5th grade, and I felt so bad after this. But we were playing tag, and you know, the basketball courts there, they were instead of like a straight pole, it was like a rectangle with a rod, steel rod that went through the middle. Yeah. Well, man, I felt we were running, and I tagged him, and he was chasing me, and I tagged him back. And the funny thing though is when I was chasing him, I mean, like, people were telling me I should have warned him, but I mean, it was not my responsibility. He should have been looking. He was running. He was looking while he was running.
Oh shit!
And as soon as I say Frankie, he looks forward and runs into the ball. He busts his head open, and he's laying on the ground, and he's like, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I run to our librarian. She's like some small white lady. I'm like, fuck, Frankie's busting his head open. She's like, how? I'm like, he ran into the ball, and she's like,
oh shit.
Okay, and she's like, just go. And I go to the bathroom because I'm like freaking out. And then he ended up having to go to the hospital because he had a concussion and he busted his head open. He never talked to me after that. And I was like, bro, like, everybody's like, you should have told him. I'm like, dude, like, how do you, like, warn somebody about that?
Frankie, just look forward, bro. Come on.
Well, look forward at the right time.
Another time, when I used to live in Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, I lived in Florida
GTA
for like
6,
8 years.
man.
You know the topic we gotta talk about.
Yeah, what do they call it in GTA? What do they call Florida?
Oh,
Laredo?
Vice City?
No, not Vice City. They call it, that's Vice City's Miami, but they call
It's
it,
in Florida.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I was in elementary, and the way gym used to work was like there was this big ass field, and like it was separated into like segments, right? Where we all lined up was like this like basketball parking lot looking deal, and they had like this thing like you could run around, right? And middle part, which was like a shady kind of playground, but it was mainly dirt. And actually, no, it wasn't the playground. It was like a football field kind of. And at the very end, that was where the playground was. And it was all encompassed by this big ass track. And what they would have us do is, okay, guys, you did your exercises, go run a lap, right? And I'll usually be one of the first to finish, right? So what I do is I stand on these like bucket things that encompass that basketball field, and I was trying to balance myself because I guess that was the thing to do at the time, and I was doing that, and a girl, she finished her fucking lap, and for some reason, here's how it was. So the track was right here, the basketball court was right there, right, pretty far apart. And that's where the barrier was, where I was standing on. So she had no reason to be this close. But I was sitting there just like, oh, I'm balancing. And I just feel my hand go like that. I was like, what the hell? Wow. And this fucking girl was like, oh, you hit me. It's like, what do you mean I hit you? I'm the one standing here making a scene, and you go out of your way to hit my hand. And they were like, yeah. And the coach was like, yeah, you ran into him. You have no reason to be on the dirt.
Yeah, shout out coach, bro. Shout out coach.
She would have to gone out of her way to go on the dirt. And, you know, I was like, what the hell?
That's funny.
She just wanted attention.
She did.
What grade was that? Like elementary?
Like,
that was
elementary.
Last year.
Dude, I was like,
homeboy being 6th grade.
Were y'all like bad kids in elementary?
Fuck yeah.
Not really.
He was a shy one.
Yeah.
I think I was probably the worst.
This fool was always in trouble.
Dude.
I remember he would get in so much trouble. Like they would like the papers he would have to take home for a mama sign. They would make me take them because this fool.
I would tear him up.
And throw
away. I'm like, hey, she ain't seen
She didn't see him, man.
It's funny because
sorry, mom, if you watching. Sorry.
Yeah, like it's crazy because anything you'll hear from my parents, it would be like, man, this dude was the craziest kid ever.
I was bad,
dude. Every day he was in the freaking office for something, man.
Dude, I used to have big old buck teeth too, bro. And
it's a fever.
Man,
it was funny, man, because you were just crazy,
dude. Like I remember once, of course, another teacher was tired of me. She sent me to another class, and it was with an old lady, Miss Anderson, bro. She looked like she was on like life support, dude. She was old, no disrespect, but she was old, bro, like 86, dude. Yeah. And she was teaching third grade.
Bro, she's dead now.
Bro, she was teaching, rest in peace. And she was teaching third grade, and our older sister had her as a teacher. And what's it called? And I remember she was teaching class, third graders, and I was in there. And then I remember all the third graders like, hey, do some bad shit, like do something. I was like, all right. And she was like, why aren't you doing your work? She was real mean though. She was being real mean to me. She's like, why aren't you doing your work? I was like, boom! I spit in her face. I spit in her face real bad. She's like, go to the office. I'm like, okay. And then it was all because I wanted to go home and play Xbox. Yeah. But I went home and I didn't get to play no Xbox. I got an ass whooping. And then,
Jesus Christ,
dude.
Hey, but it's crazy because didn't you say she like grabbed you though, right? Ooh. Didn't she like grab you? And that's what you kind of did.
I used to always
that's when you could. That's back in the day when you could be a bitch and be a teacher.
Dude, like I remember in like 6th grade too. Like all my teachers hated me, but damn, I had one cool teacher. Like
bunch of haters, man.
Dude, for real, man, hating on
sipping on haterade.
Kids, bro.
Bro,
you ever have an adult hate you? Like,
dude, that's every day.
As a kid, you're like, fuck. Like, man, they go home. I bet you she went home like, what happened? Like, oh, some fucking kid spit in my face.
Like, dude, that would suck teaching like younger kids, bro. Like, especially me.
Shout out to teachers, man. Like, y'all go through a lot.
And they get underpaid.
Y'all ever see teachers like cry? Like, man,
dude, I know I've made my teacher cry at least like 10 times, dude. Every single one of them, dude. Bro,
shout out to teachers, man. Like, it sucks because like, remember we still up in the kids ministry?
Yeah.
Man, like kids are crazy, man. Like it's like they're not your kids, so you can't discipline them. So you just gotta take it. And after like months to years of dealing with kids, you're like, fuck, I just want to punch one of these dudes, man. Like,
I remember at the church we used to go to, there was these 2 twin kids, and we used to, remember, we're probably like 13, 14. We used to help in the kids ministry, and then I remember like. Okay, I remember like these kids were always annoying, but we couldn't do anything to them, obviously. And then I remember once, both of them were like running, like chasing each other, and then one of them, boom, runs into a table, and he ate shit. And I started laughing. I'm like, bro, that's your karma, bro. I felt bad, and then yeah, it was a tough time. But I remember. Also, cause I got a lot of stories when I was a bad kid. I remember whenever I was in first grade, I had a teacher, Miss Madrid. She was a real cool lady, and I remember I had this one friend, and I don't know his name, but I had this one friend, and I remember we're standing on top of the table while the teacher's doing something, and then he was like, oh, let's play WWE, and he was like, okay. I was like, I'll be John Cena, you can be Randy Orton. He was like, no, I want to be John Cena. I was like, okay, you can be John Cena. I'll be Randy Orton. And then this kid steps back and he falls, but I guess he turned himself around and he fell off the table and busted his lip. And I remember I got off. I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And then the teacher went over there because he was crying like a baby. And then the teacher goes over there and she's like, she's like, what happened? And he's like, he hit me in the face. I was like, I didn't hit you. You just fell off the table. And then he's like, no, you hit me in the face. I was like, bro, dude, you really gonna do this to me? And then I remember I got home and I told my mom so many times I didn't hit him. She never believed me, and I got my ass handed to me.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
Not cool, Mom.
Come on,
Not Mom. Cool, Mom.
Come on, Mom.
Shout out to moms.
But I lied a lot, so I mean, I can't blame her.
Bro, I remember when I was in school in California in elementary, I was so bad that for a while they had to put me in therapy. They were like,
man.
The thing that was like, okay, that's it. I remember this. I was like, damn, bro, I'm missing some pencils and like some erasers and shit. And so we would rotate classes, so somebody would sit in your seat. And I remember the next day I was like, I was like, oh, eraser $5. Pencils, $10. Pay up, bitch. And then the teacher, so I guess the kid snitched on me. He's like, looking in there, fuck you, bro. First, I like poking the erasers, man. Come on, it's not cool. So I guess he went in there. He was like, miss, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop. And then they were like, Alexis, is this your paper? I was like, yeah. They keep taking my shit, and I cussed because I was mad. And, she was like, okay, that's it. You got to go to she didn't cuss. You got to go to therapy. And I remember I was like, therapy? Like, what is this? What am I? And
therapy.
Yeah. So I went into therapy. She was like, how you feeling? I was like, I'm bored. Like, I'm just sitting here. And then she just brought out like a box of sand. And there was like sandfish in there. I just started playing. I was like, damn, therapy's pretty cool. So like, I remember like, that's all I would do. I would just like play with toys. And she showed me how to play with games. And it was fun. I was like, I like therapy. I'm gonna get in trouble more often. So I started doing like more bad things. But then like there was to a point where like, all right, it's not helping. So they just like kind of like would always put me in a corner of the room alone, and like I would have like very limited things in my area. So I wouldn't mess with anybody. And every time I get up, they'd be like, sit down, like stay still, like
that's segregation.
No. I was the only Mexican in that class. It's all coming back. Wow, bro. Racist ass teacher, man. I remember there was this autistic kid that was throwing a ball at the wall. And then the teacher came out and she was like, hey, quit bouncing that damn ball on the wall. And I was like, I was on my way to the bathroom. And on my way back, I was like, I'm going to hit the wall. And I remember I was like, bom, 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 bom. She comes like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm new. And she was like, you're new? I'm like, I'm new. What's your name? I'm new. And she's like, okay, new. Go to the office. And I was like, it'd just be so stupid. It's a little funny thing.
Reminds me. Remember that autistic guy Matthew?
Yeah.
Fucking, I remember I was showing someone around and I was like, hey, that's the autistic guy. And they're like, oh, for real? I was like, yeah, watch this. I fucking had a quarter. I threw it. I was like, Matthew, a quarter. He goes, ugh. Going on all fours trying to get it.
Bullying autistic guy.
Hey, I didn't laugh. I'm not going to hell. I didn't laugh at that.
It's funny, but it's fucked up. You're bullying us.
I wasn't bullying.
You're
I made him
dude.
rich, bro. I gave him a quarter.
A quarter!
Yeah, quarter richer.
Oh yeah, with the inflation, hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell
inflation
yeah.
these days.
I remember what's it called? I remember whenever, cause I used to have a speech problem. I still can't say it.
Here's a list.
My R's. I used to not be able to say my R's as well. R like the letter, and then I remember what they used to do at elementary. They put me in the class with special ed kids, and they were like younger special ed kids, and then she'd be talking to me like I'm a baby. She'd be like, "Do you know how to say this?" I'm like, "Yes, bitch, that says car." Like, and then she's like, "Pronounce it," and then I still couldn't pronounce it, and then since they're all younger, like I guess they thought I was like Jesus or something. They were all like, oh, like, they all, they were cool. Like they were cool people. They were nice ones. Like they weren't like, you know what I mean, they weren't autistic, but you know they were, you know, and yeah, and they were, you know, they were cool. But I felt so different. And I remember when I went to 8th grade, because I was at elementary. I remember when I went to 8th grade, my parents were like, you know what, let's put you in speech therapy. You know, maybe that could help. I was like, okay. And I went to this building over there downtown, and dude, it's another building for special ed people. I'm like, bro, like, am I special or something? I was like, man, come on. And then she gave me a bunch of little square papers, the coloring pages, and little things with what's it called? With like little words on, like parachute, car, a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, bro, like, why? I can spell, like, why? I hated it. It made me feel so different.
Yeah, it wasn't. And elementary, they thought I was autistic because I couldn't write.
Yeah.
Because I had no problem speaking or whatever. But like, y'all see my handwriting, like I can always like. I mean, look, that's my handwriting with their balloon team.
It's not bad.
Exactly, it's not bad, but like I always write like fast as shit back then because I just wanted to get work done. Yeah. Right? And they were like, Hector, why can't you write anything? No one can read what you write. Like you can barely read what you write. And I was like, I don't know, I'm just right. And then like, then I remember being like 4th or 5th grade, and they like handed me the thing where you redraw the letters, right? Yeah. And I would do that. I was assignments, but then right after I just still go back to my ways. Like I think your son's retarded.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Something right.
Yeah, the blood
Autistic.
Yeah, he's artistic.
Artistic. There you go.
Acoustic. I always see it, but I don't know what that means. I thought it was like an instrument.
Acoustic.
First,
acoustic guitar.
Yeah, acoustic guitar, acoustic violin.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember like in high school, my whole life, I write like absolute dog shit, bro. I write so bad, and there's like times where I try, like when we would take like the final exams, like we'd have to write it out. I would try better, but like during like normal classes, like I remember I would just be writing like shit, and the teacher would be like, "Hey, Alexis, come here. What does it say?" I'm like, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't know. And I remember like all the girls would be like, "Damn, bro, you suck." Like, but it'd be kind of cool because it'd be like, "Let me help you." I'm like, "Okay, you know, yeah, it's okay." Yeah,
game is game.
And I remember I had R2, and I was like, I can't draw for shit. And like the girls be like, "Oh yeah, you know, I got you." And I'm like, "Yeah."
It'd be like that.
Yeah, but I get no bitches in high school.
That's freaking.
No bitches in high school.
Hey, bro, remember?
Sorry, no
female.
no girls. I get no girls.
I think that was like a canon event for all of us. Like, I'm sure we all had our like little simp stage, and man, it took me forever to figure that out. Man, I did some embarrassing stuff, bro.
I remember.
Like, I remember what's it called? I remember for a girl at middle school. I remember I liked her a lot and stuff, and she never liked me, but I never got the signal. I remember for Valentine's Day, I bought her a watermelon. A whole ass watermelon. Cause I found out she liked watermelon. I'm like, okay, let me buy her something. I bought her a whole watermelon.
Sentimental. It's sentimental. Like,
I thought that would put me on game.
It's a good gesture.
I mean, she never liked me again. And then,
bro, it reminds me of the Grinch when he makes that fucking star. Oh, Martha. Oh, Christmas. Yeah. You're just like, oh, watermelon.
I had a friend, what's it called? I don't think you see it, but I'll call him, say his name, Josue. out.
Technical difficulties.
What were we talking about? What was the last thing?
Osway.
Osway. Alright, sorry, Osway. I throw you money. Don't worry.
And once we got it,
trust me. And so we went to a private school, and he liked this one girl. Her name was Danny, and I mean she was cool. You know what I mean? And you know we never talked to them. We just talked to the dudes. And then I remember she had said she didn't like him at all. And so what he did was, you know, he would always buy her stuff, and she would just take advantage of it. I mean, she didn't take advantage of him. She was just, he got me fucking food, free shit.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he was stupid for it, you know. But I mean, I was dumb too. But I remember those little chocolates, expensive ones with the golden wrapping and that little nuts on it or whatever. What's it called? He bought her a fucking pack of 50 of them. Big pack. I already know it was $70 for that thing. And I don't know how he had money, but he had money. And then
he was selling
soccer money. And then I remember he's like, "Here, I got this for you." And she's like, "Oh, thanks." And then she gave them all out to everybody in school. And I'm like, "Hey, shit, I'll get one too." And I asked her for some. She gave me 3 of them. And then it was depressing for him, you know what I mean? But he happy now, so I'm happy for him.
Damn.
Wait, y'all got a sim story?
Do y'all remember y'all's first crush?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You wanna go first?
Go for it.
So my first crush was this. Was when I lived in Florida. I think her name was Kiara or something, right?
Ooh,
But it was in Florida, so whatever Kiara is y'all are thinking of, it's not the same, right?
Could be.
But I remember her, and the thing is, I tried finding her on through Facebook and stuff, and because my dad, he's still friends with a lot of people there, so I was like, oh, maybe I could just find her, but I don't know, man. She just went to the fucking shadow realm, because unless she just completely changed everything, I can't find her, right? So I was like, oh damn, that sucks, but whatever. I just remember she was Asian, I think.
Okay.
But I mean, at the same time, my memory is a little cloudy, so I can barely remember. I remember she was just somewhat Asian, or maybe she was just Mexican, like me. But she was just my fucking biggest crush. We'd always ride it was so fucking this sounds like cheesy high school, not high school, Hollywood shit. But we'd always ride our buses from the bus stop all the way to home. She lived closer to the bus stop, so I always drop her off, and then I'd go to my house. We do that every fucking day, and I was just damn. I mean, I liked her. I doubt she liked me, but I remember.
It'd be that.
Usually how it is, man.
I remember one time, man, this was so fucking embarrassing. I remember one time I invited her over to my house for a weekend, right? And I hiked my room up to be not like that. We were kids, you pedophile.
Joe, hey, that J. Cole song, man. You know.
Yeah, that's true, but we were still young. But I remember I had my room up so bad. I was like, yeah, man, I got all this cool ass shit. And when in reality, I didn't.
Hyping her up.
Yeah. And then I remember I was like, yeah, I got all this cool stuff in my room, and I didn't. And I invited her. She's like, I want to see it. And I was like, no. It's no.
No.
And I remember we were fucking borderline wrestling in the fucking hallway to my room. I was like, don't get in. And then at some point I was
wrestling.
pedophile.
He's like,
I know you were walking with a heart on right there.
Hey, he's like, what's happening? What's going
on?
The dragon.
And I remember I just stopped because I need a break, and I just get some water.
I
come back to my room, and I come back, she's in my room, and I was like, oh fuck, she called me. She called me lying. I don't remember what happened after that though.
He does the pillow method.
Everybody knows the pillow method. When you got a blanket on you, it's hot. It's like, don't worry about it.
Y'all ever get the worst time?
Yeah, school, man.
Dude, it was hard.
Mr. Ray's go around the chalkboard, be like, fuck, man. I remember I remember I even told my teacher after class because I didn't do it, and I told her because I didn't know what's going on. We didn't grow up with a dad, so we kind of had to figure out most of this stuff.
Yeah.
I remember I told her, I was like, hey, miss, I don't know, my dick got big, and she's like, oh, okay.
What? You told her that?
Yeah. Because I don't know, again, our dad, we never got to learn. We kind of just had to figure out stuff as we went on. And I told her, I was like, my thing, it went big, and she's like, oh, okay, well, just give me a sign, say, code red or something.
Code red?
Hey, don't tell me you got a boner.
Talking to her?
And it's just going up, miss.
Right after you left, she's like, honey, this fucking kid, you just told me he got a fucking boner.
But that's the thing, I didn't know, when I was a kid, I was just like, man, I didn't think about it, because...
Y'all know the method? To hide it?
Punch it.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
tuck
flip it up.
it, dude, flip it up. It feel good too. Like,
Yeah.
and you just flip it up and you
I put
chilling.
neutral position, and it's like
On soft too.
You're just chilling. You just like have it like right here.
I gotta get mine out of my shoe. Hey.
I remember one time I tucked it, and I remember I went like this, and I had a boner, and this girl was like, "What is that?" And I was like, wait.
You like, I got an Audi.
I was like, "Oh no, this is my belt or something," and I was like, "I didn't have a belt."
This boy who wearing fucking sweatpants.
I felt so embarrassed. That shit went down right away. I was like,
Hey, I'll tell you this though. Sweatpants are the secret, bro. Like I remember I wore sweatpants, the new tech. Man, I remember they're like I don't even eat like, dude. Sweatpants will change your life. Girl be like, you look like you got a fat ass. I don't got no ass, but I'd be like, hell yeah, man. They're like, ooh.
Yeah, I just remember that secret by accident. Because remember, we do those like SAT tests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you
No,
stay
no,
the whole
no
you'd stay the whole day
Yeah.
in that class. So when they were telling us, I was like, I'll just wear like sweatpants because I want to be comfortable, right? And then I sit like this. And I remember some girls looking at me like, do I look ugly or something today? What's going on with me? Like, I know I look like a bum, but it's not that bad, is it? And then I was dating Giselle at the time. I was like, hey, what the fuck's going on? She's like, oh, you're wearing sweatpants. And I was like, I know I look like a bum, but what about it? And then she told me the secret, and I was like, oh.
Hey, did you spit game at her?
Who, Giselle?
It was Giselle.
Yeah, I was already dating her at the time. I was already dating her at the time.
Sweatpants are the
bro.
secret, man.
I had an embarrassing. Like I remember I was in class, and I remember Anna, and it was freshman year. Anna and this girl I used to like, her name was Natalie. That like they were laughing, and I was sitting like this, and I had sweats, and like I had like a little, it was a little semi, cause like I was like going like this. Sometimes when they would like, I'd be like, it get hard.
Yeah.
I was bored. I didn't even know I was doing it, and then like I kind of moved to talk to Dutch over, and I came back, and I kind of sat, but like it was like this, and they were like kind of right here in the view, and they were like, and I was like, what? And they're like, they were like, I can see it, like we can see it. I was like, whoa. I was embarrassed.
Man, it is embarrassing, man. Like it's just weird how it happens, dude. Like you're just chilling and just homies like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
And it's like it's just weird.
Get hold on.
It's like a dog.
Yeah.
What's it called? Back to that crush thing. I remember. So look, elementary. Look, this is crazy how small of a world it is and stuff. So look, in elementary, I used to like a girl named Raina. Okay. And I liked her forever. I never talked to her, but I used to like her and stuff when I was younger. And then she seemed pretty mean, but I never talked to her. I talked to Evie I talked to Evie once in a while, like, say jokes or something. But I had like a few classes with her. And then I remember like out of what's it called? Out of elementary, I didn't see her, and I stopped liking her in like 6th grade. And then I remember we went to OHS. We went to a private middle school, and after that we went to OHS. And I seen her for the first time. I'm like, what the heck? Like, seeing a bunch of people from elementary skipping like 3 years, and then and it was crazy. And then I remember when I got my first real job, it was doing air conditioning. And then I remember this was Cholo dude we worked with. He was real cool. And he's like, hey, come on with me. So I went with him, and he's like, all right, we're going to my house. And then we go to his house, and then he's like, all my kids are gonna bring a unit, like just put it in. And then his kids come, and I see his daughter, and it's her. I'm like, bro, like, dude, it's such a small, like, how, you know what I mean? Like, it, like that would end up like that was her the whole time, and then like, I mean, I was real cool with him and stuff, and he was my coworker, but like, you know what I mean? Just a small connection.
Put me on your daughter, bro.
Put me on, dog. I'll fix your AC.
Mm-hmm. What about
first crush? Her name was
Nakaya.
No, it was her name was Shaylee Watson. She was a white girl with blonde
Shaylee
hair.
Watson. White as hell.
She reminded me of Gwen Stacy, man. She was a white girl. Man, she was, to me, she was pretty. Now I think about it, she had a pretty big head. But she was real pretty. Hey, if you're out there, hit me up. But, what's it called? Yeah, she was my first crush. I really liked her. But there's another girl, her name was Esperanza. She's a skinny little Mexican girl. She's real.
You went from white as hell to Mexican as hell.
Oh, yeah, that's what I learned. I was like, man, the grass is greener somewhere. But yeah, and I really liked her. I remember when I first like understood flirting, because I was a dumbass as a kid. Like, a girl could be flirting with me, and I'd be like, It'll fly over my head. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Right, bro?
But like, yeah, I remember we were at the park and she was like tackling me and tickling me. And she's like, I'm flirting with you, right? And I'm like, huh? What the fuck does flirting mean? And I remember asking my friend, he's like, oh, she's like, she likes you. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then she ended up whipping out the old school paper with the check, yes, if you like me. And I was like, my anxiety went up. And I still got that paper to this day, dude.
It's in my wallet.
I still got it, dude. My anxiety went off the roof. I'm like, oh my god, because we grew up in a Christian household and we were raised like, hey man, girlfriends aren't good and stuff, Yeah, like
way too older.
Yeah, we turned older, so my anxiety went up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to fucking hell, man. This chick likes me, but nah, man, like we never did date because we were kids, and that's I dropped the ball there because she was a good girl.
Yeah, we were younger and our daddy never like putting us on no game because he wasn't there.
Hell yeah.
But dude, look, I got a funny story. I told my girl the other day about it. But look, so I remember this girl I used to like in elementary too. Her name was Bailey, and I sat next to her in class and stuff. And then it has to do with the notes and stuff. And I remember one day for lunch, everyone's in line for lunch, and I was like, all right, let me do something cool. Like, let me be smooth. So on the little piece of paper I write, I was like. I think you're cute, and I was like, I don't want to put my name. I put Mystery Man. But I don't know. Hey, don't blame me. And then I was like, I folded it up. I put it on her chair so no one could see on her desk. And I remember we went to lunch. We came back. She looked at it. She's like, what the heck? Someone named Mystery Man. They like me. And then she's like, what the heck? And then everyone's like. And I was like, okay. She's like, maybe she'll find out it's me one day. And then
you walk around, start doing mysterious shit like that. And then
I remember everyone's like, I know who it was. It was Diego.
No.
And then I was like, bro, it was me. But I didn't want to do it. I was embarrassed because everyone thought it was him.
Fuck.
And then he's like, yeah, I did it. It was me. I'm Mystery Man. Dude. Not my homie Diego, but back in elementary, and I was like, bro, dude. And they started talking, and they would hold hands and walk to the house and stuff. And I was like, bro,
you just set up the point.
Bro. I set him up,
so
and I was like,
hard.
bro,
damn,
dude,
you were a good wingman,
bro. They're like married and shit now.
No,
imagine
that could have been you.
You saved the
you
world.
You gotta go. You're happy. You look happy.
That's funny.
Who about you, Alexis? Who's your first crush?
My first crush was the girl I like so bad was this girl named Yasmin Flores in my freshman year of high school, and we would before. Okay, so we went to middle school together, and she was in my last class, and I always thought she was so pretty. She had braces and glasses, and she wrote her Snapchat on the board. And I remember I stayed late to take a picture. I was like, no. And the guy was like, what are you doing? I was like, the teacher was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, the schedule was school's over, bro. What do you mean? I was like, okay, bye. So I left. I added her on Snapchat a couple of days later, and then she posted on her story, and I slid up, and I was like, oh, it's raining. I remember it was raining. Damn, this was a hella long ago. And I was like, be careful. And then we started talking from there, and we'd be calling on the phone all the time, and we'd always be talking. And I remember she was like, let me see your dick. And I was like, what? What? I was like, whoa. And then she was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, oh, I was about to send it. I was getting ready. I was like, okay, getting up the lighting. I was getting hard. I took a fucking Viagra. Nah, I didn't do all that. But I was like, my heart was beating. I was like, what? I'm an 8-year. I ain't never done this. And then I was like, whoa. And she was like, no, I'm just kidding. I was like, oh, okay. And then, unfortunately, yeah. And then school started, and then we would talk every single day. And when I saw her, I remember I gave her an awkward ass. I was like, eh. That was the first time I seen her since the summer, because I went to California. We were just talking like that, and then I came back, gave her an awkward ass hug, and we started talking. And I remember she's like, I like you, and I was like, oh, okay. My dumbass was like, oh, as a friend. And then she was like, no, I like you, and I was like, yeah, as a friend. And then I was so stupid, I didn't pick it up. And then she was like, oh. And I was like, just going about. And then fucking, I liked her so bad. And then she was like, okay, I'm just get a boyfriend then, because this guy didn't like me or something, feel the same way. And I remember she got a boyfriend, and I was like, oh my God, now I know what she said. Now I know what she meant. I was like, how am I so stupid? And then, we just like stopped talking, and then that's it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an ocean.
I mean, I'm sure we all taking some big L's.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, man, too many L's, bro. Too many.
I think like one of the biggest L's I took was when I went to Crockett, like right after I went to Exeter. There was this girl who I always talked to, right? And like this one, I think we only had like 2 classes together, but like I always talked to her in this one class. And me and her were like always fucking joking around and shit, and I always made her laugh, right? And I think at the time I did like her, I just didn't know what those feelings meant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
He's like, why my wee wee hard?
what's going on?
I think I already told my ear. Whoa. My heart starts beating. Damn.
Yeah, it was just like, I think I did like her, but I just didn't know what to feel. And then I remember she started acting kind of weird around me, and then like she started like doing like shit names for us. And again, at the time I was like, I don't get it, right? And then my homeboy Xavier, you know, lives down the street. Yeah, he kind of told me like, hey bro, Merlin likes you, right? And I was like, she does? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, and I didn't know how to fucking react at the time. So you know what was my reaction? I just stopped talking to her. I know, right?
Bro.
And I was like, can you imagine? Like, I can only imagine how she felt. Like, oh, you talk to someone every fucking day, and now they want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Right?
Dude, that is so crazy.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to do because I think I did like her, but I just didn't know how to fucking react. I was just like,
what to do.
okay.
Like,
Bye.
oh.
That's wild.
And the thing is, I low-key didn't learn my
smart.
lesson because like the year after was freshman year. And you know that girl Angelina?
Angelina?
Yeah, like we did like each other for a bit, like freshman year, right? And when I found out that for myself, right? Because the way she acted, and I was like, okay, that's the same thing Merlin did. I low-key did the same thing to her, just stopped talking to her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I was a bit more justified because at the time we were like friends, and I would always help her with the relationships. And she'd be like, what should I do, Hector? And I was like, okay, do A, B, and C. And she was like, okay, I won't do that. And then like I always be like, I told you so. And I just kind of got mad at her not listening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay, I guess we're just like, uh-oh. So we kind of drifted like that. But also, I think it was mainly due to the fact that I liked her too and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then it was only until I met Giselle that I was like, you know what? I'm not a pussy. And I asked her out.
You're welcome for hooking y'all up.
Yeah.
Bro.
So,
Them two, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even talk to each other at all. And I'm like, I think they like each other. Yeah.
I know you and Alyssa like linked us up.
Yep.
Dude, I was about to say, you gotta tell them about how what's it called? How Faith, you and Alyssa.
Oh, yeah.
With Frank.
Yeah, that was something else.
Dude. I seen this man go to depression.
This is one girl I went to school with. Man, she was bad, bro. Like, oh, God, she was bad.
she had a pretty eye.
Yeah, pretty eyes. She was like a perfect 10, bro. She was
they
from
were,
Colorado.
Like, so fierce. I remember just like, whoa.
She was something else, bro. She was like, shh. And yeah, man, there's the term cock block is the best word for Cody. Hey, what's up, Cody? You know. But man, fuck, man, she cock blocked the shit out of me, man. Like we were texting and stuff. It was going pretty good, you know. I don't know if she was feeling me, but I liked her.
Uh-huh.
And you know, it's a process. You know, you gotta build, you gotta talk. You know, keep it small. We're texting, and then she hooks the girl up with Frank. Shout out to Frank, good guy.
Frank.
But yeah,
That's cool.
at the end of the day,
Papa
they
Franco. Papa Franco.
huh?
But
yeah.
my story.
But yeah, they ended up hooking up, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" And she had cock blocking me. She's like, "Oh no, like you should date Frank," and she knew I liked her, and I was like, "Man, you fucking bitch, bro!" Like,
Dude.
fuck, cock blocking is the worst, bro. Like,
dude.
it's always that one dude. They're built the same way. They always do that stuff, man.
Exactly, dude. Bro, like she's like the girl's like best friend, and she's like, nah, like don't talk to my best friend.
Oh,
Hey
yeah.
girl, bro. Like, look, I remember this fool Jesus and one of my old friends, Anna, the one he was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I remember we all rode the bus together, and Cody rode it too, Faith. And then I remember they're like, hey, like you should talk to her and stuff. I'm like, bro, no, like I don't find her attractive. She's annoying. I don't like her at all. And then they're like, come on, try to. I'm like, no. And then one day, y'all like, just try. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm tired of asking. I was like, all right, I'll sit next to her on the bus. And I sit next to her on the bus, and I'm like, bro, like, dude, I'm so uninterested. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I rather just not talk to her, you know, if I want, like, you know, be mean. And then we're on the bus, and she's just all smiling, thinking I'm going to talk to her and stuff. And I was just looking out the window like I was in a music video and shit. And then I remember she was like, I remember she was trying to talk to me. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. And then I remember when the bus stopped and shit, and then she moved, and I got off quick. I'm like, bro, let me go inside. And then I guess she used to have a friend, it's another girl, and I remember I was sitting inside at the table already, and then that girl comes up to me, she's like, hey, do you like Faith? I was like, no, I don't like her at all, dude. Like, everyone's trying to, like, my friends are trying to hook me up with her, but dude, I don't like her at all. Yeah. And then I remember she's like, okay, thanks. And then she walked to her table, and then I didn't see her for the rest of the day. I remember at lunchtime we were playing basketball, and then I remember I'm sure you were there playing basketball with us, and then I remember we were playing, and then her and like her friend, her girlies, and some of the other friends are there next to the basketball court, and Faith's out there crying, bro. She's crying, like bawling, like right next to us, I was kind of messed up for her, but I like be dribbling, and I go to the very corner, I'll be like, watch this. And I'll shoot a 3, and I'll splash it. I'm like, ah.
She was balling, and he was balling.
I was balling. And then, dude, like, I remember I was like, dude, like, I don't know why she's crying. Like, you know, I didn't like her. That, you know, I didn't find any interest in her. Yeah. And then I guess she was just trying to make me feel bad whenever we were playing basketball. But I was like, hey,
she went all the way over there.
Dude, imagine how far that was. Everywhere to go over there, like, obviously.
Bro, the basketball court to like the lunchroom you gotta walk up like it's not nothing crazy, but it's like a pretty good distance.
Out of your way. Yeah. Like, you can't accidentally end up.
Yeah.
And
whoops.
How'd I end up over here? Yeah. But dude, I remember, and then she was just like she, I don't know, she was mean. Like, she wasn't mean, but she was just crying. And then I mean, one time I guess she thought she was like on the bus. Like, I guess she thought she was all that, and then she started like trying to roast me and stuff. And then, you know, and I don't have any hate towards you if you're watching or whatever, you know. But I remember she kept on roasting me. Oh, you're so small. You're so this. And she said she got braces now, you know what I mean? Like, you know, her teeth's way better. But I remember she used to have a big gap in her teeth, and I remember she would always, just talk shit to me. And then I remember she was like, I was like, that's why you floss with a mattress. And then she's like, oh my god, she's like, how could you? I was like, bro, like, I don't get it. You out here being mean to me. I say one thing, and then she just broke down and cried.
You can't be talking shit to somebody and then not expect somebody to be like, you know, like say something back. Like,
exactly,
come on.
Exactly, but man,
relationships are crazy.
Your feelings don't hurt mine.
Exactly.
Yeah. What? Don't. No, is it?
It's a low battery.
Oh. Oh shit.
Technical difficulties.
Charger, you want to plug it in?
I got a charger.
Yeah, I'll plug it in.
It is.
Just doing some maintenance.
But you know, we all had some struggles.
Oh yeah,
There's no outlet on that side.
There's not.
I was trying to find it yesterday if I could charge my, what's it called?
On that side?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing on that
Little intermission.
Oh, dang. But you know what I mean? You know, we all got our struggles.
Heck yeah.
We all took some L's, took some dubs, but
relationships suck.
It sucks, bro. Like, it's a lot of work.
Too much work, man.
It pays off to the end, though. You know, to make sure you have the right person.
Aren't you lucky?
I mean, I'm happy. Yeah, I didn't go pee too, but alright, we can have to switch that.
This is the ad.
It's a little ad right here. You know,
we gotta get sponsors, bro.
We need to.
Are you balding? Do you need hymns? Shout out to hymns, bro.
Manscaped.
Can you not get hard?
NordVPN.
NordVPN, hell yeah.
Nord, please sponsor us, bro. You sponsor everybody, bro. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
We talk about crime or something.
You know what I mean? We'll even do Manscaped like on live.
Live Manscaped demonstrations.
But, you know what we gotta do? We gotta get Gabe and like, you know, have him here tied up and shit, and then we gotta, here's how good Manscaped goes, like down the middle.
He's like, ah!
Reverse Mohawk his ass, bro.
The opposite of Mohawk. What was it called? I don't know.
Bathroom intermission. But yeah, man, relationships are crazy, man. Like, fuck. They're so hard to maintain, man. Because, like, speaking for myself, and for maybe guys in general, too, fuck, man. There's a lot of stress in that shit, man. Like, fuck. Like, man, holy shit. Just maintaining, having to be the dude and taking care and getting shit done. It's like, fuck, man, it's scary. It's real scary.
Yeah. Ever since I got out of mine, I've been struggling to, I don't know, like, I can't get with a girl.
No, it's like that, man. It sucks.
I don't want to get with a girl. I mean, like, I don't know what I want.
No, I get you, bro. That's how I am too.
I'm like so confused, man.
Oh yeah, that's part of it, man. Like when you love somebody, it's hard to like get that fact out of your mind, you know.
Yeah, I started thinking like, damn, like this person isn't good enough for like, you know. I'm like, damn, like, comparing kind of in some ways.
Oh yeah.
I gotta stop doing that, but you know.
Oh yeah, it takes time, man. Like that's what sucks, because when you dedicate yourself to somebody, when you truly love somebody, that's when it's like, man, I'm stuck on you forever. And it's when, again, like it could go both ways, you leaving or her leaving, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like you still have that embedded in your mind, you know. It's like it's hard to get over somebody, because trust me, man, like it's a process.
I mean, we all been hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I was cheating on, and that hurt my soul, bro. Like that hurt me, bro. I was like, damn, bro, like she sucked a nugget in this dick, bro. Like, dude, it hurt me. And like the thing is, like she never admitted. She just said, I think we just need to break up. It's not going well. And then I was like, all right, being stupid. And then, I mean, once I checked my phone, like maybe like 2 weeks after that, and then I just go to like, oh, let me see who request messaged me. And I see what's it called? A deleted profile that blocks me, but I can see the message. And then some dude's like, hey, bro, we've been fucking the whole time y'all been dating, all this. I'm like, bro. I'm like, dude, bro, that like restarted me, bro. Bro, that.
You could have just like not said shit.
Exactly, bro. But dude, and then I mean, 2 years later, she had text me like a few weeks ago. She was like, hey, I miss you. And then she was like, you still your little girlfriend? I'm like, yeah, I'm still with my girlfriend. I'm happily with her. And then, and then she was just hating, because I remember after that, she used to stalk my Instagram and everything. Like, bro, you cheated on me. Why you so obsessed with me, you know? Mm-hmm. And then she just always stalking me and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm happily with my girl, you know? So, I mean, I don't know what you want. And why you still texting me? I'm like, I mean, all right then. And then
that's a good question.
Yeah, and then she's like, I already said bye. I was like, all right, bye. Yeah. And I was like, oh, she's my wifey, by the way. Like, this would be a little petty, you know, but,
heck yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, it's all like a canon event, we all go through, certain canon events.
Makes you who you are.
Exactly,
I think, me personally speaking for myself, I think you go through stages with relationships, like, you learn what you like and what you don't like and how to get better, because I've been in a lot of relationships, and it's like, fuck, like, my taste in women has changed, as well as, like, my respect for myself, because not saying, like, oh, we lower our standards, but, like, it's hard for us, and it's probably for a lot of people, like, finding somebody, like, that you like, because at the end of the day, like, there's not that perfect person,
Yeah, like, before, when I got in my first relationship, I was like, I still am like a very sweet, caring guy, but now I feel like a little bit of an asshole, because I don't feel the same towards, like, when I'm with a girl now. I kind of like see it differently, and I don't like that, but it's like that relationship kind of changed me, and I don't know, like, it's tough. It's tough.
Like, like getting over certain things always, it's real hard, but like, I mean, after I got cheated on, I had serious trust issues, like, because obviously, like, right after that, and it was just hard, and then when I met my girl I'm with now and stuff, and I remember in the beginning of the relationship, it was hard for me to, trust her, because after that, I was always thinking, like, bro, what she's at work, what she's talking to work boyfriend, and you know what I mean, like, I would just overthink all the time, and then, you know what I mean, and then that, that caused us to, have a little problems, but then, and then I just realized, like, because, I used to be, like, after that, I'm sure every guy has after, like, they get hurt, they have a little hoe stage, you know what I mean, and I talked to a lot of girls, but, they really couldn't fulfill that hole, and, you know what I mean, and I talked to a lot and stuff, but it didn't really fulfill the hole, and then, but, realizing that, I remember, because I talked to my mom about it, I'm like, man, that hurt me, I'm like, I don't want to, I'm trying to, I told her, I'm like, I'm going to become a dog, I ain't going to trust no girl, all that, and my mom's like, come on, bro, you're being stupid. She didn't say it like that, but she's like, you're doing stupid. She's like, not every girl's going to be like that, you know what I mean, she's like, you know, like just because you have one bad experience, don't mean everyone's gonna be like that. Yeah. And then you know what I mean, and that helped me, you know, realize like, hey, you know, I'm just tripping, you know, like, you know, just one bad experience doesn't make it every bad experience, you know, and you know what I mean, and
love as hell, man.
Exactly.
Shout out to Trippy Red. But yeah, man, like fuck, it's just like getting out of that hole, cause like when my girl, she broke up with me, man, it was a crazy process. Shoot, what for like my friends and stuff. Yeah, like I was in my room for 4 days straight, man. Like that's how depressed I was.
Because of Sasha.
Yeah. yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I remember you were in there, and then when I was with my ex at the time, she was like, "Is he okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's just going through it. Like let him do it.
Toughen it out.
Yeah, let him go for it now." First day was like, okay, one day is it. Second day I was like, okay, you know, he's still going through it. Third day, and I was like, dude, if he's not out of this fucking room, I'm getting in there and throwing his ass in the bath, right? Because he's been there for 3 fucking days, right? Yeah. You'd only come out for food, if even. Food and beer. That's all. Shout
out to Dos Equis.
Man, it was hurting.
And then that ass, like, by the 4th day, I was like, all right, bro. Like, I give him until 2. If he's not out by 2, I'm going in there. And then he came out the shower, and I was like, okay, if he goes back into his room.
He goes back into his room and change? Oh.
I know. And then you came into the living room and started talking. I was like, thank God. Nice. I did not want to.
Let's have one of those episodes, man.
I was like, get out of here, Bruce.
It's like that Mordecai episode with with the sweater, you know what I mean? He like, oh damn, he's like, I gotta give it back to her, and then he goes and he's like, dang, she with another, and then she with another guy, and dang, you know, and then he was in his room for like ever.
Hell yeah, I saw this thing and it was like, man, every relationship, man, there's always the other dude, man, like always the other dude, and it's like, fuck.
Okay. I remember, like, when I got out of my relationship, like, I was, like, struggling for a while because, like, we weren't together and she got with another guy, but it was, like when she told me, I was like, damn, like, you know, that was fast. Yeah. I found it fast, but, like, she told me, like, it was, like, she was hurt, and I was, like, I don't know. In the moment, I was just, like, so confused and all these emotions, and then I was, like, harbored, and I was just, like, crying for a while. I was, like, I cried for, like, an hour. On and off, and I was like, damn, bro. And I told Romeo, I was like, damn, bro, you know, she slept with another guy. And he called me, he was like, yeah, bro, you know, he talked me through it, and he like told me he didn't sugarcoat it, he told me how it was, and I was like, damn, you know, fuck, don't shut up, man. But like, I needed to hear it.
Oh yeah.
And after that, like, I remember I hooked up with the girl, and like, just like, I'd be thinking about my ex. And then, you know, it would just be so weird, and it'd just be just such a weird experience. I'd be going around talking to all these girls and, like, hooking up, and it just felt like what am I doing? Like, I don't enjoy this, and, like, there would be, like, girls where they'd be, like, I say like a lot. They'd be falling for me very quickly and, like, wanting a relationship, and I'm just, like, I can't, like, I'm not ready at all, like, but I said, I'm going to stop having sex with them because it's like, I don't know, kind of like leading them on,
like soul ties too. And you don't want to be having soul ties.
I had sex with a girl on her period too. Like,
we connected. You know what they say about that?
Yeah. And I was one of the first people to make her finish, so she was like on me like that.
It's latched on, man.
Yeah.
Like an Oreo.
And we had seen each other like 3 times, and like whenever I was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for a relationship. Like, and I started getting really busy with work, and I remember she was like crying, and she was telling her friends, and like, but it was like cool because I told her straight up how it was, and that's how I started talking to other girls, like telling like straight up what it was, and how it is, but I just kind of like want to stop. I stopped having sex. I was like, you know, what am I doing to myself? Like, what is this? What am I doing to myself and to these girls? And yeah, it's just kind of like right now I'm just trying to like figure out what I want. Like, what am I doing? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, dude. It takes time, man, because, fuck. I think as guys, like, that's one thing, like, as soon as guys start talking about relationships, man, we all break down. It's like, man, it's big. But it's like, man, it's like, we're all connected. That's the crazy thing, man. Like, we can all relate on these topics, and it's like, fuck, man. Like,
it's like, what's it called? It's like hurt people, you know what I mean? And what's it called? And, like, I was thinking about, like, just the other day, like, like think about the people that like we've heard, you know, like girls that we've played and stuff, you know, and then those people use us as a lesson, you know what I mean? And then I think like everyone is just using each other as a lesson, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you know, it's just a crazy concept, you know, like, you know, sorry to people I hurt, but you know what I mean.
Shout out to other girls.
I was a dog.
It's a process.
Sorry, guys.
We're all learning, man. Like it's tough.
There's no handbook to this, you know.
It's our first time on Earth too.
How old are we?
We're young, man. We're in our 20s, like early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah.
I'm turning 21 in the 3 months. How old are you? 21?
21.
22.
Damn.
20.
I'm
the baby.
And we babies out here, bro. Like it's all a learning process. Life is learning, and having like these experiences, because that's what life's about. You know, just learning and doing all these things. You know, it's beauty. It's beauty in the struggle.
Yeah,
Heck yeah. Shout out to J. Cole.
You know, like, we ain't gonna get it perfect on the first shot, you know. I mean,
even on the second or third shot.
Second or third, fourth.
We mess up, man. Like, we're not perfect.
We're humans, bro. We mess up.
Exactly. What they say, like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Shit, I fucked up real bad on my first one. Second one, I learned a lot, and hopefully when the third one comes around, I know what to do.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I think for me, I haven't been that with many girls, right? But I think each girl I have been with, I learned a lot from each one.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
But it's too bad that none of them really worked out. But I mean, hopefully when I meet this, you know, there are times to try.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Hopefully that's what it be. But we'll see. I mean, it might take a few months or years, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're young, you know, like only time will tell how it really works.
Oh yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like we had this whole life to live still. So it's like, man, what are we gonna do? You know, it's like take your time, because I see people getting married around our age, and it's like, why? Like, come on, man. Like,
good for y'all, but
good for you,
know,
but yeah, good for y'all. Like, you do what you want.
Yeah.
But for myself, it's like, man, I can't, man. Like when I was a kid, I want 12 kids, man. Now I'm like, man, fuck kids, bro.
Like I can maybe do
two.
Well, we're still trying to figure this out. Like we don't really know what we want to do, but like, you know, hopefully something comes from this. So for like this can be our job. Like we just have conversations and make videos and get to, you know, share our experiences with our family. You know, take them out or just live our lives. You know, have fun, because we gotta have fun while we're here.
Heck yeah, man. There's beauty in the struggle. J. Cole.
You know, it's like working all the time. You know what I mean? Ain't no trying to work all the time. You know, like like you're just burning yourself out.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and you know, like if you want to do, like, think about that. We have to do that for how many more years? You know, 40 years. And every day, you know, working 70 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like, just burning yourself out.
It works that way though, man. Like, it's unfair. Like, I look at our grandpa. We call him Papi. Shout out to Papi. He badass. But man, like I see this man. He's like what, in his 60s, right? He's in his 60s, and man, he's a badass, man. Like anytime I need something, I'm like, let me ask Papi for some advice, man. Because it's like, man, like, I look at him. He's worked his entire life, and I see how happy he is because he's retired now, pretty much. And it's like, man, I want to be like that, man. You know, like. But also, it's like I want to be able to change that. You know, I want to be able to like to think like how times have changed from them to us.
Back from a little break.
We were talking about something.
Like we're getting deep.
Yeah.
Alright, so look, here's a good guy topic. What's your all-time favorite car?
1970s.
Okay.
I have a lot, so come back to me.
Okay, how about you?
I don't know specifically about cars, but you know, if I see one, I'm like, ooh. I like El Caminos, like the old school ones. Yeah.
Just in the front, part in the back.
I think I know I might get roasted for it, but like, bro, like, I love Hellcat. I know it, but like, I love Chevelles, like, you know what I mean, like older Chevelles. That's my older favorite car. Beautiful. But like now, bro, dude, Hellcat Red Eye. You know what I mean, like easily, you know. But I think that's my dream car. But you know what I mean. But hell yeah.
It was my dream car until it got discontinued. But what I always wanted to drive was an Audi R8.
Oh yeah, that's a nice car.
R8 is so clean.
Thank you.
That
Oh yeah.
Those V10s, dude.
Dude, that's sick, dude.
Bro, one day we're all gonna be pulling up on our dream cars.
Oh, definitely.
Like we're all gonna be whipping, you know, showing all y'all our cars. We'll be showing off a little bit.
A car vlog.
Yeah, because we like if once this pops off, we want y'all to see like how you guys have changed our lives from watching our videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe like 5 people watching it was when I posted, but it's a start.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
She don't, blow up right away. It's a consistent.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Crazy. I think I got it though. Dream car is a 72 or 73 Monte Carlo.
Nice.
I'd say.
I'll show you a picture.
I started getting like a lot of cars on my For You page now instead of like women. I started liking different content, like it's like race cars and F1s, and like these old school like classic cars, and it's so sick.
Y'all ever go to like the low riding events and stuff?
Yeah, when they come to Odessa, what do you call it? Like the Chicano bash. I forgot. I remember Lil Rob went, and I didn't even know he went. I was like, oh man, I feel like an idiot.
They always got like Lil Rob, Baby Bash. You know what I mean? They always got the little Texas rappers. Hell yeah.
Those are corny though. Like they'll have like actual serious cars. It's like, oh yeah, that's so nice for a car show. And you see a guy with like a fucking green Jeep. It's like, why are you here, bro? Get out of here. This is not a car meet. This is a dealership.
For real, you got stock. The stock car show. Like, I got my Prius.
Like, damn, this car meet looks like regular traffic.
Oh yeah. Shoot, but you gotta love the culture, man. Like, we got the cool stuff.
We do. Have y'all seen that picture? It's like this guy posted Snapchat stories like, oh, look at our lineup. It's like freaking Toyotas and stuff. And then he's like, buddy, each one of these cars are pushing 200 horsepower. Like, boy, it's stock as hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But what's
They're all pushing 200 horsepower combined.
Combined, man.
what's it called? What do you think is like? What's y'all's most like interest? Like, what y'all have interest in mostly? Like, mine's just clothes. Like, I love clothes. What about you, Alexis?
I'd have to say making videos. It's like I remember since I was young, like I would post these YouTube videos, and I would always just love acting. I'm not like whenever we would do projects in school, I'd love to act, but I wouldn't like really get chosen to act. Yeah. I'd probably be like working the camera or some shit.
Use the boom mic.
Yeah. Because normally the people I was with, they'd be like, no, you gotta do like this. Oh, shoot up. But yeah, videos, and then after like, I just love when people tell me they like watching my stuff, or I make them laugh, or like I brighten their day. Because there's a lot of YouTubers where I've been watching when I've been like depressed and sad, and they make me laugh, and I want to have that same effect. That's what I love.
Hell yeah, it's badass.
Yeah.
I love music, man. Like, shoot, that's all I think about. Like, at work, my boss is like, man, I'll never see Jesus without his AirPods in. And I just love listening to music. Like, we have a big collection of vinyls, man. Like, you can ask him, man. All I talk about, I just love music. It's like, wow, like it's my life.
Honestly, for me, I collect interest like fucking Pokemon cards, bro. Like, I'm not saying that's an actual interest. I just say I got like so fucking many, and then I just rotate them between like, because at first it's vinyls, right? That was like the main thing, and then like, oh, the next fucking week it's Star Wars and Legos, and then the week after that it's like video games and like all this types of shit. Like I got all types of shit in my room. Like y'all seen like all the type of shit I have, and it's just like, damn, man, like you can't pick something. It's like, nope. It's like I got I'm not super in depth into one thing except maybe like Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Right? But like I got so many other things I'm interested in. It's like I can't really just say one thing about myself.
New personality unlocked.
For real. I get so many. I mean, how I'm a vinyl nerd. Like this whole fucking shelf down here is just dedicated to like taking care of the vinyls. And that's why all mine are like prepped and wrapped like this.
Heck yeah.
And that's why yours aren't.
What's y'all got any what's it called like y'all know any like Mandela effects, like what's one that like really like hits you like I seen one on TikTok the other day, and this lady like, cause I could swear like we all seen the freaking Fruit of Loom that has a cornucopia on it. I remember when I was younger, I asked my mom, what's that? She's like, I don't know. And then I was like, I don't know what it is either. And then I found out it was a cornucopia. And what she's doing is she's making shirts, and they have a cornucopia, and it says like this is not my Fruit of Loom or something. And what she's trying to do is make their products with that old logo. And if they sue them, like that's them trying, like obviously they've had that before, and if they don't, then You know what I mean? Like they don't want to come out and like say it, you know. But I know we all know, you know, we all know.
Yeah. Like that one with Shaq for the movie Shazam. That I remember that movie, bro. Like I swear.
Was it Shazam?
Yeah, it was called Shazam, or Kazam or Shazam. I don't remember, but it was Shaq was a genie. I remember that movie, man, because our grandma used to.
No, Shaq was a genie, but there was another guy. It was another black dude, and he was a good actor, and he was.
It was something like that, man. But I remember it was that movie, man. Our grandma used to collect VHSs. Shout out to VHS. Kazam or Shazam.
Like, it had Shaq in it, but.
There's another movie though.
Search the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, but there's another movie, and I specifically remember that movie being real. Like I remember that.
I have a personal reversed one, if that makes sense. So
it was Sinbad.
Sinbad, there you go. Yes, Sinbad, there you go.
What the fuck?
Like, bro, I could have sworn
Sinbad was a movie. It had.
Oh, what the hell?
I remember that, man. Sinbad.
So I have a lot of ones that are like personal, and they're like kind of reverse. Like people are like, "Oh my god, heck, you remember when you used to do this shit?" And I was like, "No, what the hell are you talking about?" It's like there's so many examples I could think of, and I'm just like, "Damn, but I must be from like a fucking alternate universe." I think one of the clearest ones I remember was my sister showed us pictures of us eating fucking spaghetti tacos and shit, right? And I was like, I don't remember that. They're like, yeah, dude, like we watched like Harley and like you wanted to eat it, like we all wanted to eat it. And I was like, I do not remember that. And they're like, yeah, we have pictures. What else do you explain it? And I was like, I don't know. And it's like there's no other way I could fucking explain it, but like that, you know, doesn't make sense, right? I don't remember it. And there's like so many other examples of people like, Hector, remember when you did this, said this, and I was like, absolutely not. Like I do not remember.
Somebody else.
Oh yeah, there has to be multiple universes or something like that. Like I don't know if have you ever heard of the term shifting, where like as you go through life you progressively jump different universes, like and unknowingly do it. Because there's been so many memories I'll talk to my mom about, and she'll be like, that never happened. What are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, like I remember that happened, and she's like, that never happened. And it's like, man, I'd be shifting, bro, because a lot, like, just like the Mandela effect, like, a lot of things, like you were saying with my life, bro, like, stuff just isn't adding up, man. Like, it's crazy how, like, just everything, like, changes. And then when people tell you it didn't happen, but you know it happened, you're like, am I crazy? Like, what the
like, what the fuck is going on, bro? ¿Qué pasó?
But what's called, have any, like Matrix moments? So you're like, what the, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, me and him have had a lot of Matrix moments, like sometimes we'll be chilling in the car and we'll start singing a song and then he's like, bro, I was just thinking of that, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's because we have with siblings, but I mean, like, you know, that's happened to us a lot.
Brother link, like when someone does something dumb,
we just automatically just look at each other like like, dude, it's always on sync, bro. I can promise you, just catch us off guard and see it, bro. It's always.
It's funny, dude.
Me and my sister Carmen, we both like we just be doing stupid shit and we're like you know. She's cool, man.
I think the most recent Matrix moment was so I work night shifts, right? And the only restaurants that are really open that late are like Whataburger, Wendy's, and Domino's, and like Cane's, right? Very limited choices, right? And like a gas station or the job where I get most of my lunches, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to Wendy's. And so I go and I'm like, hey, could I get like, you know, a number 6 with Dr. Pepper? And he's like, okay, menu number 6, plain, medium, Dr. Pepper. I was like, bro, why are you reading your own dialogue? It's like, why are you reading the entire script? What the fuck's wrong with you? And he's like, anything else? And I was like, yeah, frosty. Dessert, medium, frosty, chocolate. And I was like, dog, quit reading quit reading out your own actions. What the hell is wrong with you?
NPC?
Yeah, it's like,
open the door.
It's like you reading the entire script word
like
for
the
word.
Truman Show.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
You ever
That's
feel
a good
like
movie, yeah.
Like, have you ever got to a place, like, you ever went to a place, like, and then next thing you know, like, 2 minutes later, everybody goes there?
Yeah.
Dude,
oh my God.
all the
I
time,
was talking about that.
all the time, like the other day we went to, me and my girl went to, I don't remember where we went, and as soon as we went there, like 20 people showed up, like, right after, and we're like, dude, like, we're the only people here, you know what I mean, like, you know?
It's like NPCs, bro, they just start loading in, like, it's like, if you think about it, it's like, you do something specific, like, let's say you have, like, a routine, why is it that, like, oh, you go to this remote freaking washing, like, to wash your clothes, and then all of a sudden, like, there's, like, people there. It's like, what? Like, is everybody starting to wash their clothes at this specific spot with me? It's like, NPCs are real, bro. Filler characters
Dude,
are real.
definitely, dude.
Are y'all real?
Huh?
Are y'all real?
Wake up.
Do you want me to
Wake up. Wake up.
Well, all
Wake
in the
up.
script.
Wake
Bro,
up.
if I was on some drugs right now, I'd start tripping.
Like when I was a kid, you know the show Total Drama Island?
Yeah,
This is cringy as fuck, but for some reason I always felt like I was always being watched. So like I would always look up at the roof and be like, thinking someone's watching me. I'd be like, I'd think of the cast. I'm like, I feel like someone's watching me, man. Like I'd be like, whenever I'd be changing and getting out the shower, I'd be like, cover myself up real quick because I thought someone was watching.
Yeah, do that like fake look at like a fake camera, like
like.
You always think you're being interviewed or you're on a YouTube video. You're just like.
Alright, so today we'll buy.
You gotta narrate. Jesus woke up today.
When I'm alone, whenever there's nobody in my house or when I'm just alone for so long, I'm just like, or just like I am just narrating myself or just like talking, having conversation with myself.
Just doing so.
Feels so like crazy.
It's on a part like it's cool being alone. Like I like being alone. You know, you're in your own peace and everything. But sometimes like it get, you know what I mean? It gets scary. Like I remember once my mom left me at home because I was being bad, of course. And then I remember like it was scary, dude. Like I keep on hearing like a squeaking or like a. I was like, bro, and then it was so scary, dude. And I didn't know where it was coming from. It was coming from her room, but nothing was in her room. And I remember I called her on the landline. I'm like, mom, I'm scared. Like some noise keeps happening. She's like, you'll be fine. Like she's like, thug it out. You'll be fine. And like, why you calling me? And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm just home, scared and stuff. And like, man, we've had some scary stuff at our house.
Our house was scared. Do you
Our
remember
first
the door
house.
open?
Dude,
We probably hide and seek, man. When we were kids, we used to live in this old trailer, man. That hole was haunted, bro, because shit would just, it was off, man. It was off-putting energy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were playing tag outside, right? Well, we were playing tag with a couple of our friends.
Hide
Hide and seek, there you go. We're playing hide and seek.
Very important, the details, yo.
Oh, yeah. We go into the bathroom. I mean, it's blah, blah. We go into the house, and we just go in, you know, my mom wasn't there. And my mom, the thing about my mom, she'd always lock her door.
Mm-hmm.
So like nobody would go in there, and we
had friends.
yeah, we had friends over, you know, and so we went inside after playing. We were all tired, coughing.
I know why.
Huh?
I don't know why it closed, but
Oh, so we go in, and then like it's quiet as hell, and then we're all in the living room, and then all you hear is, "Arr!" And I'm like, the door just opened, and we all run.
God.
and what the part he's missing is because I remember they were playing hide and seek, and I was the last person, and since I was the youngest, they were always mean to me, and I was hiding behind a little tire next to a tree and a little fence. And then I remember everyone stopped looking for me. I'm like, bro, they just left me out here. And I walk, and I'm like, hey, and everyone starts running inside. And then everyone's running in. They run to the living room, and I run into last. And next thing you know, I see the door just open up too. And everyone's like, oh shit! And then we all just run out. And dude, it was real scary, dude.
And I remember mom, she would get mad at us. She was like, oh, y'all unlock the door, because you could unlock it, like, you know, old trick with the butter knife.
You couldn't do that.
You needed a key. And we're like, we didn't lock it. And she's like, you're lying. And we're like, no. And again, knowing parents, they don't listen, you know. But yeah, the house was scary as hell,
It
man.
was scary, dude. Like I remember one. It was like that same. It was that same weekend. I remember. So we had a friend named Jason Jonathan, and they were like, I wouldn't even go pick up some more clothes. They were there for a good minute, and I think that was when my mom met Gabe. So they always spending time together on dates and stuff. So they didn't care. They always let us have friends over. And then I remember nobody was there except for me, Jason, Jonathan. And I remember Jason, Jonathan, like, I know we're gonna leave. We can go get some clothes and come back. It'd be like 30 minutes. We're like, all right. So they left. But as they were leaving, they're like, hey, dude, did you see that dude? I'm like, what dude? And because we live right next door to our grandma's, and like you can see from the little front door across, and then they're like, someone with an orange vest was just right there. I was like, with an orange vest? And they're like, yeah, what the heck? They're like, yeah. I'm like, no, I didn't see that. And then I was like, oh, probably my grandpa. And then they're like, okay. And then they left and stuff. And then I was home by myself. And then I went to go look outside, and I see someone standing there, like you can see him just kind of standing there from a distance. It looks like he's looking at me with an orange vest. And I'm like, bro, like what the heck, dude? And I get scared, and like I locked the door, and cause we had the playroom, we had the front door, and locked the second door. And that second door was strong, bro. I do it. I would always lock that. I locked both of them, and I was scared, dude. I'm like, okay, you know, let me just play the game, let me put on the movie, and calm down. And the first thing I just turned on the TV and stuff, and on the little projector and stuff. And the thing I was playing is freaking Courage the Cowardly Dog. And bro, that made it so, I was so scared, dude.
That shit was weird.
Dude,
That was cool.
it was the episode where it was Return to Seth. Like, dude, it was that one. And I was,
2000s animation.
bro, I remember I was so scared, dude, because like all these coincidences happened.
Yep.
And I was home alone for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what to do, dude. I was just scared. And then y'all came back, and then they finally came back, and I remember I told them, and they're like, "Nah, you tripping." But I was like, "Dude, I seen the dude with the orange vest that y'all talking about, bro. That was some scary shit, dude.
Right, Angel's Hallway.
A crazy house, dude. Angel's Hallway scary.
Like
but
what was it?
but what's it called? You can go.
Oh, so one of like the low key scariest things is like when you're turning the lights off, and it's just kind of you have like the little eerie feeling, and you got like. Sometimes, like in Mexico, I haven't done this in a long time, but in Mexico, I was turning all the lights down in this Airbnb, and it was kind of like creepy, and it was like 2, 3 in the morning, and it was light as hell. You know, I was a little buzzed, and I was turning all the lights off, and I remember just like staring outside of this this glass sliding door. I was just staring out there, seeing if anything would move, and I was like, okay, and then like I was like, all right, whatever. So I started going upstairs. No, I turned all the lights off. And I started going upstairs, and I hear like there's nobody down there at all. And I remember hearing the knife fall, and the knife was in the those things, the little it holds them.
Little sheep thing, yeah.
I swear to God, bro, it's like there's like a little you can kind of see it, and I just hear it, boom, it hit the tile, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't feel no earthquake or nothing. I know I'm not tripping, because I remember seeing the knife exactly like in the container. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go put it back. So I put it back, and then boom! As soon as I pick it up, one comes out, and I just left. I dropped the knife, and I just started running upstairs. I was like, all right, yo, no, I'm not fucking with this. I'm gonna just go to sleep, And luckily, like, my cousin was there. He was sleeping with me, and we were sharing a bed. And I was like, oh yeah. He's here. Like I was like, if I would have been sleeping alone, I'd been like fucking up the whole night. But I remember it was just so creepy. It's just like going upstairs, and while you have to turn the lights off is also one like this scary thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy. It's too creepy. Creepy pasta.
It's funny how like when we're kids are like, I'm gonna cover myself with a blanket. Like, what's the blanket gonna do to the ghost?
Oh, it's fucking like a force field.
I think one of the scariest things that happened to me was I think this one time I think I was gonna get kidnapped. Cause I remember I was walking home, and my home, the way to get home probably like 30, it's like probably like a 40-minute walk home from school. And I remember I was walking and stuff, and then there's like a green Kia. I was walking slow, and I look behind me, and this little Kia going super slow, and I'm like, okay, maybe an old lady or something. And it was real tinted, and I couldn't see anyone. And I was like, I remember I was tripping. I was like, bro, like what the heck? And I just kept on walking. He kept on following me, and I was like, dude, who's following me? And then I remember I was real scared, but I was like, nah, I'm a big boy, I ain't scared. And so I remember I just kept on walking and stuff, and then there's a little street that was before our house. It was like a minute from there, and so I remember I was walking in this little part, and this little patch, and the street goes like this, and I remember I walk in the little patch, and then they're about to do a turn, and then I decided to turn around, and I walk the other way, and they drive on the grass where I was just walking, and they just turn around with me, and they're driving. And I turn around again, I start walking the other way. And then they just do a U-turn and they start walking the other way. And then I remember I was like, bro, what the fuck, dude? And then I remember I was driving, and then I kept on walking home. And then I walk home, and then I stand at the very end of the last pillar of the fence that Papi had. And I remember I was standing there, and they just park across the street at that creepy house. They park across the street. And then I'm just sitting there looking at them, and I don't see anyone. And they're just sitting there in the car. Like, I don't see, they're not talking, they're not doing anything. And I was just like, bro, like, what the heck? And then when my sister comes out, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, that car's been following me. Like, that's been following me home and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing, but they just been following me. And she's like, okay, come inside. And we come inside, and then the car's still sitting there. And then we look out the window, and then there's a cop car. A cop car's with the lights on, like, talking to him and stuff. And I was so confused. I was like, bro, like, was I about to get kidnapped and stuff?
Yeah.
And then like, I never seen that green Kia ever again. But I don't know if somebody called the police or like what it was. But
I don't know. the fact that mom made us walk almost 40. Mom, if you're watching this, mom, obviously it probably wasn't 40 minutes, but that was a long walk for a sixth grader and a fifth grader, man. Like, we walked pretty far, but you remember when you found the bag of weed?
Dude, yes. Okay, Mom, I'm sorry you're watching this, but look, I remember I didn't know what it was. I remember I was walking home too. I got a lot of stories, but I remember I was walking home. And I found a little baggie, and I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? And I smell like shit. And then I was like, okay. So I went home. So I went home, and then I remember this was my bag, and I asked my brother. I asked him like, what's this? He's like, oh, it's bad. Just throw it away. I'm like, okay. So I go to the trash can, I throw it away, and then I was like, hold on, like, of course me being bad, I'm like, okay, it's something bad. Like, I mean, let me keep it. So I grabbed it and I put it in my bag, and then I was like, okay. And I remember the next day I went to school. And then I remember I was at school, and I was like, you know, let me tell my teacher about this. So I went and I told my teacher, I'm like, hey miss, look, I found this when I was walking to school. Like, I don't know what it is, but it smells bad and everything. It's like, you found this? I'm like, yeah. Sure. Okay, let me see it. She's like, I'll turn it in. I was like, okay. And then I never. She probably went and smoked it, Miss Noseworthy. She probably went and smoked it.
Some scum, but you know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
It's not about kush, but it's free kush.
Yeah.
But man, that. I don't know, bro. Just me, like, almost getting kidnapped was crazy. But, like, my theory of who it was I remember we were walking home one day, me and Jesus, and I remember this kid. We were in 5th grade, and he was a grade below us. He was in 4th grade. He's some white kid, and he walks by, and I had a real cool Transformers backpack, and he's like nice back. I guess he tried picking on me because I was a little smaller and he was taller than me. I guess he tried picking on me. He's like, oh, nice backpack, Transformers. Like, you're so grown. And I looked at him. I'm like, boy, look at your backpack. I'm like, it had a little red cross on him. Look at you. You want to be a lifeguard and shit. And he just looked at me. He's like his feelings were hurt, and he just walked away. And I mean, my theory is, you know, it could have been that kid who told his mom or some shit, but you know, I don't know. But
probably someone trying to kidnap you.
It probably was, bro.
Well, it's a pretty.
Someone
weird
like, hey, I want that little booty.
I want that booty.
Yeah, but
The world is an evil place.
it's an evil place to live in.
Yeah, it's an evil
but-
world we live in.
old block of Texas.
Yeah, boy.
I think one of the scariest things that happened to me. Well, I got two, but I'll just pick one. It happened in this room because this was my childhood room, right? Yep. And I remember one day my bed was like around here. And I remember one day I woke up and I was like, I came home from school and I took a nap and I was like, oh fuck, I need to go pee. And I go to that door, and that door is super easy to open. Like, you don't even have to turn the doorknob. I mean,
Just push on it.
Yeah, you can dead ass pull on it and it can open, right? And I go up to it and I'm pulling on it. I'm like, what the fuck? It feels heavy as shit, like unbelievably heavy. I'm using both doors. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like twisting the doorknob and shit. I'm like, what the hell? I can't open the damn door. You know, the easiest door in the world to open. I can't open it, right? I'm like, what the hell? So I hear someone walk by. I'm like, hey, let me out, help me. And they just go into the bathroom, right? I'm like, what the hell? So I turn around, and then that's the same second I turn around, I get like double perspective vision. Mm-hmm. I see myself, and then that's when I see myself, I see like perspective from here, like opening my eyes, and me from right there at the door, seeing myself.
Third person?
Yeah, at the same time. Not third person, like two first person views.
Oh,
just
like someone looking at you right there, and then.
Yeah, it was like both views at the same time, just. And then whenever I saw myself, I woke up, I was like, huh? And I was like, and then I remember everything was the exact same how it was, because I also had like a chair right here, and everything was there. I was like, that's weird. And I opened the door, and it was easy to open. And I was like, and there was someone in the bathroom too. And I was like, and when they came out, I was like, did you hear me? And they're like, no, I didn't hear anything. I was like, your door was shaking a little. And I was like,
I would have like been like, what?
I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And so, you know, I sit back down, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Did I just fucking astral project like fucking Stephen Strange, bro? What the hell?
I think you had a stroke.
Yeah,
that's real crazy.
And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I just don't know what happened to this day. I think I just...
Another episode in the Twilight Zone.
For real.
Y'all ever seen that show, The Twilight Zone?
It's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's like an older show, but it's real creepy, dude. It's real scary. Dude, like... I think some of the scary one, I seen one, it was this military dude, and they like doing little mind tricks on him, and in the whole episode, he's in like his own little town. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, what's everyone at? And stuff, and he starts tripping out, and then like it cuts to the very end of it, and these guys are like, cause he's going crazy, and they're just doing experiments on him, and like he's going crazy and stuff just cause of experiments. and then one of them's called. They have a episode on Johnny Bravo about it too, and it's called like the Beast, and it's like something about like the monster in 6,000 feet, and I remember what's it called? Yeah, I remember that one. So the dude's on a plane, and then he looks over to the side, and there's and someone's walking on it, and that used to be freaking so scary. And he was walking on it, and he's like, "What the heck?" He's like, "Babe, babe, babe." He looks, and that dude just flies away. And then he's like, "What the heck, dude?" And then he was just tripping balls. And then next you know, like he looks out again, and he sees that dude just like start ripping off the thing on the board. He's like, "Hey, stop that!" And then the dude walks up, and then he gets close to the camera, to the little window. He's like, and then the dude's like, "Babe, babe, babe, babe," and she wakes up, and then he just like jumps on top of the plane, and that was super creepy. And then he sees it one more time, like breaking apart the plane, and he sees like a dude sitting in the very back of the plane, and he has like a pistol, and the dude is sleeping, so he goes over to the restroom and he drops something. He's like, "Oh, let me get it," and he grabs the dude's pistol. And then what happens is he goes and he starts shooting at the monster and stuff. And then everyone's like, "Ah!" And then the plane starts tripping. And then like they land and stuff. And then like they make him think like he's insane and stuff. And then like it pans out because he's on like a little stretcher and they're taking him away and stuff. And then it pans out, and then on top of the plane, like it's all messed up. Like someone was messing with it. Like the panels all broken and. You know what I mean? That episode always scared me. You know what I mean? We gotta watch it here in a minute, but dude, it's real creepy. What about?
I don't know. I was just thinking like, just creepy shit. I remember like, so, in like middle school, I used to live in this house, kind of by. I don't know. I used to live here in Odessa. Why? I still do. But I was alone. My mom left. Everybody was gone. It was like around like 1 a.m. And I was watching TV in the living room. And in that house, like I wasn't... Like, there would always be some weird shit going on. I always hear like my mom calling me, but she would never be there. It'd be like, I'd hear Ale or like ven pa acá, and nobody would be there. I'd be like, huh? Like, ma, ¿qué pasó? And no answer. And I'd go check. Nobody was there. But I remember like sometimes I'd be sleeping as well. I'd be facing the wall, and like the door would be behind me, and I just feel like a somebody like go like this, and I turn around, nobody there, door closed, but I do it right away, and it happened to me a couple times. But the creepiest thing that ever happened to me in the house was I was watching TV, so the couch would be like right here on this side over here, or the couch would be right here, TV be over here, and then there was a laundry room with mirror doors right here, and there'd be a door to the garage on this side where the camera is. And I'd be chilling, watching TV like this, and I just see like the door open, and I'm like, "What the fuck? This is a garage door. It's a little heavy." Yeah. And it had the lock, and I remember seeing it like slowly like twist, and the door just open, and I'd be like, "There's nothing there." I was like, "What's going on? Like, what the fuck?" It's creepy, but I didn't feel like scared. Yeah. And then I remember like I heard I turned around and because I heard the laundry room doors open, and it faced the door, like it opened where I could see the door from my perspective. And I remember I saw these two little kids. There was like this little girl and this little boy that was older. Yeah. He was older, and they were standing next to each other.
You're talking, man.
Over an hour and 30.
Yeah, now it's an hour 30 because that was the third time. But yeah, as you're going and you went to the restroom.
So yes, I opened the bathroom and they were knocking on the door. I opened it. There's nobody there, and then like I hear like. My mom, she finally gets home, and I like almost punched her because I was how fucking scared I was. I was like, ah, and they said, ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? And I was like, are you guys playing fucking tricks on me? Like, I didn't cuss her, but I was like, what, were you guys doing something? Yeah. Like, what was going on? It's like, no, apenas llegamos ahorita, apenitas. And, like, we just got here, like, right now. And I was just freaking out. Like, I was like, what is this, bro? Like, what the fuck is this? And I remember just my uncle, he moved into that house. Like we moved out like 3 weeks later, and my uncle moved into the house, and he said he would experience like paranormal stuff going on in the bathroom and in the living room, like right there in the same area. He see kids. I never told him about the kids, and he said he saw these kids and they'd be laughing, and he'd be hearing like people calling out his name. And my little cousin said they'd be hearing things, but he would always like feel like the same things that I would feel.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, bro, like I know, like that was real, bro. Like,
that's crazy,
nah,
man.
I'm not the only one that felt that. I thought I was going crazy. Like
once you hear someone else say stuff like,
yes,
same experience, you're like, oh, relief, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Oh, man. I'm tweaking,
Fuck.
man.
Yeah, nobody's gonna believe you. You're like, you're looking like a fuck. You're looking like you're sounding stupid. You're like sounding insane. You're like, nah, you're lying. But when somebody else has the same things, it's like, okay, you know, this is real.
I'll just let y'all know my dad's gonna be here because our shower's just a little messed up. So
okay,
if y'all hear stuff, it's him.
Okay.
Right.
It's not a monster.
It's not a monster.
But maybe
Damn,
what is like? Did you ever like? Did they say anything about the history of the house? Like,
Oh yeah.
No.
was it like a family of 5 that got slaughtered or something?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even know, bro. They look like kind of like 50s.
Oh yeah.
clothes.
So definitely, they're probably like remnants from that time. You know?
The house was always creepy, man.
Oh yeah.
And then like in California too, I remember just like when I was young. I don't remember many things from when I was young,
Yeah.
but I remember like we had lived in this old house. And it was on a winery. It was a red house, and you know all the doors were really heavy doors, and like you're a kid, so it's obviously way heavier. And I remember there was this one occasion where everybody was outside, and I was in the room, and I was on the second story, and like the door just closed, and I remember like trying to get out, like screaming to get out, and I was like, you know, like dun 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 boom, and nobody would hear me, so I was like, oh, everybody's outside, so I started like screaming out the window, and they were kind of like the house right here, and they were kind of on the other side. And I was like screaming and screaming, and nobody heard me. And I was like screaming from the top of my lungs. And I remember like seeing the closet door open, and there's like a little light in there, and it just turned on. And I was like, no, what the fuck is this? And I was just freaking out so bad. And I remember I was just pounding, and nobody heard anything. I was like, how? There's like 20 people here. Nobody heard anything. And like, so I was like, I don't know, maybe there's like something out there, something in the closet. I'm stupid. I was like, maybe there's something in there that I can kind of like crawl into the little crossbag, get out of there. And I remember I went in there, the light turned off. I was like, and then the door slammed.
Oh.
And then I knew there was nobody in there because right before I went, there was nobody. Mm-hmm. Everything was closed. I couldn't open the doors. So I was like trying to open the door. And I was like screaming and banging for my life because it was just, there was too many crazy things going on at once.
Oh yeah.
And I was just fighting for my life. And I remember just like crying, and I remember like fucking 5 minutes later, like somebody, I think it was my brother, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I couldn't get out. He was like, bro, everything was over. Like everything was unlocked. You know, like, what do you do? What do you mean? And I was like, you guys couldn't hear me? He's like, no. Like there's no music going on, nothing. It was just weird.
Yeah.
That this just happened. And yeah, that was.
Fell into the back rooms.
Oh, fuck. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's real.
And y'all's story is pretty similar. Y'all like going pretty much being pulled somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
bro, we got
Being traumatized.
we doing something, I don't know.
Uh-huh. But what's it called? So my girl, her grandma, she works at a funeral home, and she does. Look, I know, look, and so I talked to her maybe a few weeks ago, maybe get on a podcast or something, but she has a lot of scary stories because she's been working there for 20 years. Okay,
Damn, bro.
and so. Yeah, so she's been working there for a while. And so we were over there last time. We were talking about it and talking about my job, her job, and then everything. And then she's like, oh, it's real scary there. She's like, I never stay there past like 6 o'clock because it's like once it gets dark, that's the scariest place to be. She's like, the spirits roaming around and everything. And she's like, I've dealt with it for 20 years. Like when I first started, it was scary, but she's like, you know, the spirits are gonna leave you alone. You know, just don't entertain them and stuff.
She got balls of steel now.
Dude, for real, dude, she look gangster. Yeah,
I definitely feel like if you don't give them the power, they're like,
they're like, all right, let me leave you alone.
Yeah.
And like, what's it called? It's like you know what I mean? You can't give it fear and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, so she was saying once that she was in her office and she's like, she saw the dude that was in the casket.
Mm-hmm.
She saw him sitting down in her office. Dude, and it was exactly him. And she's like, you know, like it gets scary because, you know, and like these are people that are alive and they're in here and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, and she always says that she sees, you know, they always at night she had to go once to go grab something, and I think she went with my girl and stuff, and then they went in there real quick, and it was, you know, they seen a lot of stuff and it was scary. And then she's like, oh no, we gotta go.
Bro, imagine like the eerie silence and the darkness,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you're going in there. How fucking
Dude, just the silence, like It's scary, bro. Like,
yeah, or like when you're in churches, I sometimes feel like churches are kind of like I know they're holy places, but when you're by yourself and it's like kind of like dark,
it's so eerie.
It feels weird.
Scary.
Yeah,
like
I can't imagine like a funeral home.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Like the place I worked, it's called Polo Park. Man, it's like a pretty much like a retirement home. Man, it is so scary. Like, I'm talking like you go into these hallways, and it's like I sent him a picture. It's like the back rooms, dude. Like it's just hallways, and it's freaking scary. And I'm the only dude up. It's like 11 o'clock at night because I worked from 11 to 6 in the morning, and it's so eerie because like you're walking around, and like I was pretty much like did security and maintenance, so my job was to walk around and make sure nothing breaks or everything's working. And I walked the halls regularly because there wasn't really much I could do, so I would walk around and like when you know something's out of place, you know it is, you know. And I remember I was talking to him on the phone, and I mind you, I've already walked the hallway like maybe like 3-4 times already, and I'm like, Hector, he's like, what? I'm like, dude, there's like crackers sitting on the floor, like a packet of crackers right in the middle of the hallway. And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, like, I walked this hallway like 4 times. That has not been there. So I get it and put it up. I'm like, maybe it was an old person.
Yeah.
Well, there's these laundry rooms they had. And I would always go in there and make sure none of the pipes were broken or anything, you know, and inspect stuff. And there was a fan on, and it was weird because the fan was on this top shelf. Like, you cannot, like... Yeah, like, but, like, it was weird because it was plugged in on... Like, it was, like, actively spinning. And I was like, dude, like, why am I, like, who got this down and plugged it in? Like, none of these old people are reaching on top of the shelf. I didn't touch it. I didn't even notice until, like, that quietness sets in. And I heard, and I'm like, oh, shit, bro. And then the scariest part, like, so I was talking to him on the phone. I was in my office, and I was taking my lunch, and we're just talking. And I always lock my door because, you know, safety reasons, you know. Plus, I don't want nobody bothering me on my lunch. I'm chilling, and I hear, and I'm like, Hector, someone's trying to open the door. And dude, I was so freaking scared, and I hung up. And I had a little pocket knife with me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to stab Grandpa. There's no way I can open the door. And so, like, I could open it, but there's no peephole. So I'm like, fuck, I don't want to open it. And then some, like, dude stabs me, you know. So I wait a little bit, open the door, and I look around. I'm like, what the fuck was that, man? Like, it was a pretty good, like, jerk because, you know, when you can hear a door jerk when it's, you know? Yeah. It was so scary, man. Like, I was scared. I stayed in the office for about a good 2 hours. And then elevators are scary. Like, I was in my office, and the thing is, the elevator makes a really, like, loud hum, just when it goes up and down. That's silent. And, yeah, and, like, just in that silence, just, like, and, like, I would be the only person using it. Because after hours, you have to put in, like, a key, and turn it in order to go up and down. Well, it was so weird because I swear, like, while I'm in that room, I could just hear it.
Like somebody was using it?
Someone was using it, and I'm like, dude, this is... Something's wrong with this place, man. Like, people have died there, for sure. There's spirits lingering there. Yeah. But it's just so scary, man. Like, I don't know why I took this job, but I was like, I'm fucked, dude. I'm in the back rooms right now. And it didn't help that there's this he's an old vet. Man, they told me he never sleeps. Like, he'd walk the halls, dude, and there'd be times he'd, like, be behind me. Like, not behind me, but he'd be down the hall, and he'd just be walking at, like, a really slow pace, and I'd, like, look back, and he'd be like...
I'm like, bro, it's a zombie.
Real, dude.
Bow, bow, bow.
She could stab him,
and
and, like, he would just disappear, and those moments he would disappear, I'd be so scared, because I'm like, dude, what if this dude, like, is a ghost, man? Because I've interacted with him during the morning, but I'm like, man, it's just so scary because how, like, eerie it is. Like, he's just there. And sometimes he'll just sit in there, like, where the kitchen is, and he'll just sit there. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing up? It's like 7 in the morning, dude. Like, what the heck? But, fuck, man, there's definitely ghosts there because, like, just things would move, and it's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no, it's the people that probably died there.
Yeah, definitely, man, because it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just, and the elevator is the scariest thing, though. Like, even though the door's pulled on, it's like, just that elevator, thinking something's going up and down the elevator, man. I'm just like, oh, fuck that, man. That's why they fired me, so I was happy about that. But I was like, I don't gotta deal with no fucking ghosts, but, man, like, fuck.
Damn. Like, what's it called? Like, I have another scary experience I had. I went with my friend Eddie, and we went to this abandoned, like it looked like a mansion. Like, I have a picture of it, everything. It was a pretty big place. And so we were there, we were exploring it, and you know, some of it was graffitied and damaged and stuff, and it was dark. It was like 12 o'clock at night when we were searching it. Probably like 1 o'clock. It was super, super late. And we went there, we barely got there, and it's super scary and stuff like this. It's all dark and everything. And the backstory to the house was, what's it called? The backstory to the house. Sleepyhead. But what's it called? The backstory to the house was that there was a pilot, and the pilot died. And so his house just sat there and stuff. And so we were there. And I have a whole hour video of us, an hour and 30 minutes of exploring it and stuff. And it was super sketch and scary, but I remember we were there, and I remember we seen on the floor, we looked down and we see a full pack of brand new cigarettes. And on the video, like I told Eddie, I'm like, hey bro, pick it up, like look what it is and stuff, make sure, and it's all in there. There's only like one missing. And they were like, bro, like someone's been here, and there's a big gulp with ice in it, sitting there. And I'm like, bro, someone was just here, dude. Like I don't know if it was a homeless person or what, but nobody was there. But there's like a cup full of ice and everything, like it ain't melted or nothing like that. And we're like, bro, what the heck, dude? And so we're exploring this place. It's super cold, and they have a little like downstairs. They had a little creepy part. You had to go to like these small little walls, and there was like a whole restroom there. And inside that restroom, like there's like a few mattresses on the floor, and we're like, bro, like what the heck? Like what do we get ourselves into? And then we go in there and we go to the restroom, and I'm scared. I'm thinking like, bro, someone's about to pop out. I hope Eddie has his AK ready, a pocket knife or something. I'm like, dude, like I'm scared, bro. And then we go in there and then we don't see anyone, and we're like, bro, like what if somebody's here with us and they're like, you know, they're just hiding and stuff. And we walked the whole place and we didn't see anybody, but it was just real scary. And I remember, like, whenever we got in the car, like, we went to the gas station, we watched all the footage, and then we went home. And then the next day, I remember it was at night, we went to our parents' house right next door. And I'm sorry, Mom, if you're seeing this, you know, but I remember we were there and stuff, and I remember we left. And then I remember at night, that same night, my mom, she sends us a video. She's like, boys, like, did y'all hear this? And on their camera footage, there's I think I can still find the video. There's like a little, you can hear, like, nobody's in the living room, nothing. And you hear, like,
Dude.
It sounds like someone's talking, and they're like, and Gabe, our dad, he was working in the, what's it called? He was working in the office right next to it. And he walks out, turns on the light, and the dogs are confused, like, what the heck? and then Gabe was like, what the heck? He turned ex-Marine, you know. He ain't scared. He turned the lights, like, what the heck? And they went back to sleep. And then I remember I seen that video, and I was like, dude, like, what the heck, bro? I'm like, dude, like, sorry, Mom, but I was like, I was just thinking, like, bro, what if there's like a spirit, like the pilot was there or something, you know what I mean? And he was attached to us when we went there, you know what I mean? And you know, I never had anything like that, but just hearing it like strictly was super scary, because it was how like someone was making a noise and then just mummified, like like it was, bro, it was real scary.
That's scary. I remember that video. It was
dude, it was real scary. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay. I think we gotta cut this one, not like cut it, but like stop here.
Oh yeah,
because this video is long as hell.
Hell yeah.
The next one we gotta go, like, we should probably venture in, like, go to haunted houses or
I'm down.
Scary shit, do scary videos, like exploring things.
Yeah.
They don't have the.
Oh, the water park's closed.
Water park's broke. No, it's not closed.
They destroyed it. Yeah.
Damn.
The house, the scary house I went to, they destroyed all that. So we gotta find a new one.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Yeah. So we should do like outro.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched this the whole way, I'm gonna find a way to try to post this on like Spotify or something.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, because you know, I know a lot of y'all may not watch the whole thing, but you know, try to find platforms to put it on. So
some clips or something.
Yeah, do some nice clips of like whatever's interesting, so we can get more
busted
traction.
down the sections, ghost story.
They're gonna say busted down sexual stuff.
There's a lot of topics we talk about.
Oh yeah.
This is our first podcast, y'all. You know, tune in next time too. We love y'all. It's been
Thank y'all.
It's fun. Thank you for listening.
Exactly.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.